Avast and ahoy once again to ye mateys! I be your triple vaxxed and shiny DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me an amount of joy comparable to my own ego to welcome me back to Corsair's Cove and Mano a Mano. With me I have my lovely wife, the mother of bunnies, Karen. Who the absolute heck are you?
I am the hecking mother of bunnies. I'm generally known as Karen. I am a writer, a performer. You can follow me on Twitter at Mother O Bunnies. For some reason they won't let me have Mother of Bunnies, even though I can't actually find Mother of Bunnies. So if you have stolen Mother of Bunnies on Twitter, please let me know. I want it. You can also follow my sassy alter ego, Miss Lola Moore, on Instagram. Or if you just like the sweet, sweet sound of my voice, go and listen to the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, where I give life to the Dragonborn warrior, Ryland Westfall. I don't know. I tried to do like a... I don't know.
Yeah, no. And I be Josh the Pirate. This is the channel that I run with Karen, Corsair's Cove, but you know that because you're here. Well done. Good job. Keep coming. And I DM quite a bit. Sometimes on Monday nights where I run Mano a Mano. Sometimes I will be tonight. Sometimes on Thursday nights where I run Humblewood. Sometimes in the future, Monday night, where I'll be running more Humblewood again. Stay tuned for that. Sometimes on Wednesday midday, where Jasper's Game Week, that's coming up. That's the charity event there. The tables I've all the seats at the table have all been sold. Congratulations to Ardana. Actually, Ardana in chat is going to be one of my players for that, which is very exciting. I'm really keen. And there might be more stuff with Ardana coming up. Also, we have Dag. And we will have Robert Hartley. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited. There will be John from Meeples and Dragons as well. It's a really good table. I'm like... what else do I do? I'm also in the There Be Dragons podcast. I've caught up on it recently. It's actually, the last 2 episodes have been awesome. Obviously I recommend it, but I recommend it. It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's pretty fun. What else do we need to talk about? Karen, do you want to give us a quick reminder of what the heck is going on for with Ukraine?
Oh, yes, it's terrible. So Ukraine, you may have heard of it, Eastern European country, currently being invaded by Russia.
Normally lovely place.
It's not going well. We have a Ukrainian friend who lives in New Zealand, so we have got the lowdown about how
Nikolai is Ukrainian as well.
Ah, yes, that is correct. So yes, we know Ukrainian people. We know a Russian person. It's not going great over there. So a collection of not-for-profit and charities have banded together to form the Emergency Action Appeal. That is the link in chat. You can donate to help them, to help Ukrainian refugees fleeing violence, which is a fair and reasonable response to what is going on, in my opinion. Last time I checked, they almost got to $2 million donated. The Australian government is also giving them $2 million. So if you have any spare pennies just wobbling around in your purse, your digital purse, you can flick it to them and help do some good in a terrible, terrible situation. So
absolutely.
There you go. I'm trying not to say it in a way that super
depressing,
but it sucks. It really sucks.
It does for them.
It sucks for them, yes.
I must also remind our healthy, alive, and certainly not undead audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the socials, ! Socials. Yes, that's how I remind myself to type that thing. And it's, I can think and type at the same time.
Absolutely. You can't ask me to type things, you know.
Though, of course, any members of the undead community who happen to be watching are, of course, welcome to tune in as well. They may also enjoy checking out the eps from our games and one-shots that they may have missed over on ! YouTube. Sneaky YouTube plug there. Sneaky undead YouTube plug, even better.
Is there an undead YouTube, like DeadTube?
DeadTube.
Where the undead can share their, stories of their life.
I don't know, let's find out. Bolly Firesmith, hey buddy!
Regular YouTube, like the rest of us.
Okay, so, first of all, we finished another sort of story arc last week, which is fun and exciting. It was a really good ending. It was nice and it was quite a wholesome storyline at the end of it. I really enjoyed it. I think I did an okay job of Beryl's voice, and I think Karen did a freaking wicked job of DMing it. So, we need to level up.
Look, I did my best.
And I think, yeah, Beryl has deserved to reach level 5, which is pretty cool. So, Karen, do you want to crack open the character mancer and bump her up to level 5? And we'll find out what we have to do with her, around her.
I am getting a little spinny wheel. Come on, D&D. There we go. Okay, moving up to level 5. Excellent. All right. What does happen at level 5? Not a lot, apparently.
Oh, quite a bit.
Not in terms of class.
No, not in terms of class.
Where do I need to jump to then? There's a little fun should happen.
There should be a little drop-downy thing that you. It says like 4, and you can increase it to 5. Has that done it?
Yes, I did that.
Yep. Then you want to go to spells, because that's the main thing that's happening with her. Is that she gets more spells. It should be behind.
It's in equipment.
No. It should be. Where am I looking? I know where this thing is. Beryl and Garret's Fury. Why don't I have a look as well? That's probably a good idea anyway.
Why can't I find the thing?
Spinny wheel. Okay. Yeah, milestone advancement. So right next to, like, it's in class. It'll be just behind class features. It's next to it. It says spells.
Oh god, I'm blind. Never mind.
You know 8 spells, but you can. But you actually only have 6 equipped. So you can pick 2 more and another cantrip. So I would filter by level and go level 1 first. Goes level 0 first, because we need to pick a 3rd cantrip. We've got minor illusion and prestidigitation, both good.
Ooh, thunderclap.
Thunderclap is good.
I'm pretty sure I've had thunderclap before.
You create a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within range other than you must succeed a con save or take 1d6 thunder damage. It is range area 5 feet, so it's around you is the issue.
Or we could do the very bardically appropriate
Vicious Mockery.
Vicious Mockery.
Would be one of the other things I would suggest. You've already got plenty of things that makes people nice to you. Message for secret communication is also extremely handy. Mage Hand is literally extremely handy. Hey Lizelle, good to see you. Yes, 3rd level spells. The other thing we need to do is roll our stats, roll our hit points. And we have a few people in chat. So, Karen, who would you like to roll your stats? Because the way we do it over here on Corsair's Cove, we allow 2 members of the audience to roll the dice for us, and Karen picks the better one. Unless they're both shit, in which case I make up something different.
Alrighty, well, I believe Rutgar of Gretz and Bolly Firesmith were the first 2 in chat tonight.
Oh, Ardana was the first one in chat.
Oh, Ardana was the first in chat. I do apologise, Ardana. So who was second?
Rutgar, I would say. I saw Bolly came in very quickly after that.
Look,
there will be, however, do stick around other people because we have to roll stats for someone else as well.
Yes, Ardana and then Rutgar of Gretz. So Ardana and Rutgar of Gretz.
Please type roll space 8 in chat to see if you can get Beryl something better than average to for her hit points.
I love better than average.
She's not super squishy, and Rutgar does have a very good record. 6 from Ardana is pretty darn good. Very serviceable number. We will take that. So what do you reckon, Karen? Vicious Mockery, because it's just... Because it's harsh language?
Defensive and bardically appropriate. Because Beryl doesn't have a ton of defensive stuff.
Magic, no, not at all. Also, when you get to 5th level, the spell's damage increases to 2d4, which is actually not crap.
She could learn Cure Wounds.
It also gives them disadvantage on the next attack roll they make, so that's also useful. Rutgar got a 5 on the dice, so pretty good, but I think we'll be taking Ardana's 6.
Thank you, Ardana.
So Beryl gets 7 shiny new hit points because she has a +1 in con. So we are learning Vicious Mockery. I think it's a good idea.
I think I did it wrong.
Oh, don't worry, I added it.
Oh, okay. Why am I even bothering?
Well, I'm here so I can look at the spells too. So let's look at 3rd level spells. We have Bestow Curse, Catnap, which basically lets you have a long rest in the space of a short rest.
Damn, that's helpful.
It is. It takes 10 minutes, and you can have a.
So yeah, it's a short rest.
It's a short rest, but you can do it in the space of 10 minutes instead of an hour, which is what a short rest is supposed to be. Dispel Magic, also very useful, as you have learned. Leomund's Tiny Hut. It's
like the name.
It's
That's
really
great.
good. It's a ritual as well. 10-foot radius, immobile dome of force springs into existence around you and above you and remains stationary for the duration. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. The spell fails if the area includes a larger creature or more than 9. Creatures and objects within the dome you cast can move freely through it. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. It's just a portable hut.
That's amazing.
It's an excellent spell. I don't know if I would burn one of my 2 spell slots on it, like things to learn on it. Sending.
Wait, there's Tiny Hut as well, which is the same thing.
It's
Tiny Hut and Tiny Hut.
It's probably just a homebrew typo or whatever.
Stinking Cloud.
Tongues.
You create a 20-foot radius sphere of yellow, nauseating gas.
Tiny Hut is great. Yeah. Vicious Mockery, or Small Talk as we refer to it in Gretz. Speak with plants, speak with the dead.
That one would have been handy on that last adventure.
Non-detection. For the duration, you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. The target can be willing, creature or place, or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. The target can't be targeted by divination magic or perceived through through magical scrying sensors. It's more of a wizard thing. I don't think it's just got the use.
I don't think Beryl would have much use for
it. Feign death.
Surely she can do that on her own.
Hypnot
tongues.
What does that do?
Grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says.
Ooh. It's like an advanced version of comprehend languages.
Yeah. Yeah, what is feign death? And it puts it into a cataleptic state that is indistinguishable from death for up to an hour. Appears dead to all outward inspections, and to spells used to determine the target's status.
Target is blinded and incapacitated. As speed drops to 0, the target has resistance to all damage except psychic. If it's diseased or poisoned when you cast a spell, or becomes diseased or poisoned while under the spell's effect, the disease or poisons have no effect until the spell ends. I've never really, I can imagine situations where it would be useful.
Your badly injured and poisoned companion in the middle of a battle. Oh no, wait, you're dead! No one's gonna bother you, bye!
Sensor remains in place for the duration of coming attack.
And if they're poisoned or whatever, it doesn't affect them until it ends.
Dispel Magic, super handy.
Yeah, I'm tempted to use Dispel Magic.
Hypnotic Pattern, Major Image. Plant Growth is pretty cool. Sending is long distance, but I think less useful for a solo operative. You could always pick it up later. Leomund's Tiny Hut is also very, very cool.
Or should we take Dispel Magic and Tiny Hut?
Yeah. Alright, Dispel Magic, definitely.
What the hell is Intellectual Fortress?
Well, let's have a look.
Oh, it gives someone resistance to psychic damage as well as advantage on intelligence,
wisdom, and saving throws. Useful. Potentially very useful at really high levels when you're being forced to make a lot of wisdom, or like when you fight nasty big things. Yeah, wisdom saves happen all the frickin' time. If you want to kill a barbarian, wisdom saves. Hey, Black Angel. Sex cult.
I'm not the DM anymore. It's not up to me.
It's up to me.
Josh now.
Maybe.
Do we need to get merch made that says sex cult?
Is it a sex cult?
Is it a sex cult?
¿Por qué nos dos? 17. Long way from a sex cult today. Alright. And Leomund's tiny hut for the other one?
I feel like you're not like totally down with Leonard's tiny hut. I'm getting that impression.
I'm just thinking about utility. Whereas Speak with the Dead or Speak with Plants, very handy. Like Brendan used Speak with Plants recently to great effect.
We could take catnap.
It's only a short rest, not a long.
Oh, it's only been... Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hypnotic pattern apparently is amazingly useful. You create a twisting pattern of colours that weaves through the air in a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment, then vanishes. It vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration, which is 1 minute. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated, has a speed of 0. And... yeah, that's pretty cool. That's very cool. How do you speak with plants? You cast it and then you can talk to the plants nearby. They are limited in what they can tell you just because they're limited by how much they can know because they're plants, but you sort of imbue them with sentience. Let's read it. You imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You've questioned plants about the events of the spell's area within the last day. Lasts for 10 minutes, gaining information about creatures that have passed, the weather, other circumstances. You can also turn difficult terrain caused by plant growth, such as thickets and undergrowth, into ordinary terrain that lasts for the duration. Or you can turn ordinary terrain where plants are present into difficult terrain. By asking nicely. The plants might be able to perform other tasks on your behalf. The spell doesn't enable plants to uproot themselves and move about, but they can move branches, tendrils, and stalks.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty handy. If a plant creature is in the area, you can communicate with it as if you had a shared common language, but you gain no magical ability to influence it.
So
I love Speak with Plants.
Well, then let's take Speak with Plants then. Maybe Tiny Hut is a later date.
Yeah. Tiny Hut is very, very cool. I
reckon like saying Tiny Hut.
Alrighty. Well, so that's Beryl. The other thing she gains at level 5 is Font of Inspiration. As flashbacks of the bard casting Speak with Animals to talk to every single animal in town, persuading them to help the party. Hey, look, not a bad thing to have. But the other person who needs to level up is Garret. Because he's hanging around. We like Garret.
I'm going to keep him for a little while, see how he goes.
So, first we do need to check hit points. What was her hit points before?
They were 30. She had 32.
She's still got 32. That's wrong. Well, that's cool. I think I did it manually. That's why. So, we can deliberately increase them now by the 6 that Ardana rolled, plus the 1 from Con, to make them 39.
39.
Max HP. Oh. New HP. Override max HP. We will increase it to 39. Boom. Done. And now we need to roll for Garret. So, Bolly and... who else was here? Lizelle. Bolly and Lizelle, you were here very early as well. Would you mind making me a roll of 1d10, exclamation mark, roll space 10 in chat, and we will roll for Garrett's hit points as well. Garret Dale, I have actually made his character sheet on D&D Beyond now. 69, Black Angel got it on the second.
Do we need to do like a sex cult one shot just to keep Black Angel happy?
Yeah, I think we might.
Hear the end of this otherwise.
Well, that's a pair of 3s.
Ooh.
Ew. And if they are both less than a third of the potential, I add them together, so he gets 6. Yikes, yeah. Tell you what, Black Angel, can you also roll me a 1d10 in chat, please?
Our chair keeps sliding backwards today. Yeah, we gotta think about these sorts of questions.
Yeah. An 8! There you go.
That's better.
Thank you, Black Angel.
That's more like it.
Rolling well today. Okay, so we go to level 3 with the fighter, which means he gets a martial archetype. But I'm not telling you what kind yet.
We're being all snicky.
I might have something for that sex cult thing. Ooh.
Send us a direct message, Ardana.
Yes. I've fiddled around with Garret a little bit. He is a little bit better now.
I may have auto-generated him.
Well, yeah, and that's fine. But I used a standard array, and it wound up with him being a little bit better at some things and a little bit worse at one other thing. So he was on 22. He has +3 in con, which means he gains 11. So he should be on 33 now. And given that he's 2 levels lower than Beryl, that's good.
But he's a fighter, and he's a stout halfling. So he's like, you know,
so I want 33.
Like, that's how I imagine him. It's just been.
Yeah.
He always needs like the arms of his things let out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a sturdy boy. Alrighty. Well, that's that.
He can't cut up a pig.
Hey, look. Everybody has off days. Okay, well, mateys. Garret is still hanging around like a bad smell, so I think it's only fair to level him up. I'm also saying that the pair traded in the hunting gear they found in the Baron's attic to upgrade their armor to studded leather. They both now have studded leather, and they traded the heavy crossbow that Garret was using because he's actually a halfling and therefore shouldn't be able to use a heavy crossbow very well. They traded it in for a hand crossbow for Beryl. So she now has a ranged option other than harsh language, although her harsh language just got a boost.
You didn't even need a spell to like convince my poltergeist to like fuck off. Like, I'm still blown away by that.
That was pretty cool. Twice as well. Beryl also...
Beryl can just tell poltergeist to go away.
Yeah, very, very persuasive young lady. Beryl also bought some brewer's supplies and beer to make their journeys more comfortable. After these purchases and the trading of the paintings and the mirror that they found at Chalet Brantifax, Garret came out about 100 gold pieces richer, and Beryl now has personal wealth in excess of 300 gold pieces. Which is pretty decent. Well, mateys, may none of your adventures feature the exhuming of a corpse, and all your stews be delicious and conducive to conversation, as we head, tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion, to Telos. We rejoin our intrepid bard and her travelling companion Garret in the square, the market square, one of the market squares, of Alfthiem, the bustling capital of Rennes. The last couple of days have been pretty busy. Oh dear, Ardana's sound went wonky.
Anyone else's sound go wonky?
Can you hear? My love?
I have this.
Would you mind giving it just a listen? Because if I do it, then we get feedback.
Hang
on. Yeah, the last couple of days have been busy ones, featuring a couple of gigs for Beryl and some reconnecting with his guild for Garret. They have also traded all their hard-earned goods and come out significantly better off, as well as better armed and armoured. Indeed, they've both just met up to collect their finished suits of studded leather from the armourer. Does it sound alright? It was just for a moment. Josh went muffled for a few minutes, then went back to normal again. My mic is a bit funny. Sometimes I do just go muted. Don't worry about it, my lovely.
For some reason, it's not giving me any audio on Twitch on the computer. Normally, I have it on my laptop, but my laptop is refusing to give me the login screen, so I can't actually log into my laptop right now.
All right. Well, Beryl.
Okay. Yes, we're in a place doing.
You are. What would you have been doing with your last couple of days in Alfthiem?
Well, apart from relaxing and trading, and sorry, I'm trying to grab a pen. I would have been trying to line up some gigs, doing a little performing.
Yep.
And probably writing some new songs.
Oh yeah. About like your recent experiences,
yeah,
like the tale of the handsome and beautiful bard and her good-looking but short-statured accomplice.
I think she'll call it like "On the Trail of a Raven."
Ooh, like that. You know you're going to have to write that now.
She's like, it's like, Garret, I've got an idea, and I just need someone to like look me in the eye and say, yes, that sounds great, go for it. Sorry, the first pen I grabbed has no ink in it, so I need a different one. It's like, on the trail of a raven.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Thank you. Good. Noted. I'll work on it. Hey, maybe you could write it up nice for me.
You're doing Kesha's voice. It was like, because you sound a lot like Garret, who sounds a bit like Kesh.
Oh, I don't know. It's almost like all my accents.
Well,
I think I'll call it On the Trail of a Raven. What do you think, Garret?
Oh, I like that. That's good, Beryl. Nice.
Thank you.
Well, Beryl, I'm actually heading off south to Bottledown. My guild has set me up with a few contracts down there, and I've got a distant aunt I might be able to stay with, so I guess this is where I leave you. Unless you wanted to come with me. The small folk love music. I'm sure you could do well down there, particularly as you're from Wrens and they like foreign songs and stories. Oh. Unless you had plans, then, you know, that's totally cool. I understand. Sorry, it was a dumb idea anyway.
Garret. I can't get the voice tonight. Oh my god. I do declare. Well, Garret, see, the thing is, I'm what you might call a free spirit. I just wander the world, going where it sees fit to take me. And so far, that's been working out all right for me. You know, if an opportunity comes up, who am I to say no to it? So if you think there might be folk down there, I can't remember the name of the place you just told me.
Bottledown.
So if you think there might be folk in Bottledown who would appreciate the talent and musicality of a folk like me, I will be happy to accompany you and serenade them.
Oh, well, that'd be cool. I'm sure they would.
And that dog agrees too. Did you hear it bark when I finished my impressive speech? It was great. Hey, maybe by the time we get there, I'll have finished On the Trail of the Raven.
I mean, it is a bit of a way. It's like 3 or 4 days walk.
Well, hopefully I'll have finished it by then. Do you want to be in it, Garret, or do you prefer your role to kind of be under the radar?
I didn't do that much, Beryl. I just...
There, so I can be like, you know, with my erstwhile halfling companion who boosted me through the window because I kept falling. That sort of thing.
Erstwhile? How about steady?
Steady? I can go with steady.
Erstwhile means I'm not anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just always really liked that word.
It's a good word. It doesn't mean like I'm still hanging around.
I thought it meant like, you know what, now I think about it, I've been a bit of an idiot there, Garret. I'm sorry. You're not dead. Which is good.
What?
Good. We didn't die. I love an adventure where the hero doesn't die at the end. It's real nice, you know.
It's my favorite as well. Mm. Alrighty.
Shall we go to Bottledown then?
Well, sure. Yeah. I'll just get changed into my new armor.
So excited.
I kind of like being like a traveling calligrapher, like doing some daring do and good deeds, and also, you know, writing stuff and finding new books. It's cool.
Well,
And it's nice to have someone to go with, you know?
Yeah, like the solo travel life, sometimes you need a little break. Just someone else to kind of cast their eyes over your life and go, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, we don't need to hang out forever, but for a while that would be really fun.
No, totally. I have never been to Bottledown, so this will be an adventure.
Oh, I think it's where my family's from.
Oh, so
But- Well, my parents died when we moved up here, and my
yeah.
parents died. But I think I've got extended family out there, but halflings have huge families, so.
well, let's see if we can find some other Dales to irritate with endless tales of our crazy adventures.
I would like that. I've often wondered. I think that's why the guild's sending me. This is cool. Thanks. I'm excited. So you set off. Unless there's anything you particularly like to do or buy, you've got 300 gold pieces. You could probably blow some of it if you want.
Ooh, well, obviously we'll need some supplies for our trip.
It's also worth noting that Bottledown is a pretty decent trading hub. And you'd have heard of that. You'd know it. It is outside Rennes, but only a little bit. It is part of... there are several halfling settlements to the south. It is one of the 3 big ones. There's 7 Acres, Pix Landing, and Bottledown. Bottledown is slightly inland of the other 2, but it's on a river. A major tributary of... There's the Pelgar River, which is the border river between the Rennes and the Safared Empire, the Elven Empire. And one of its tributaries... its biggest tributary, actually, is the Karnborg, which flows through the Halfling lands. And the Karnborg carries... It's wide. It's a big river. It can carry ships. And, yeah, it carries the trade from all the way down in Aix Cardinal to the north. And Corvumheim. Because the Pelgar... stops in Corvin. Well, actually, it flows from Corvinheim, but yeah, the Pelgar goes Corvinheim to Cardinal in the north, and this tributary takes that trade to the Southern Ocean. So it's a pretty major port, so you could probably pick up some useful stuff there. But you're currently in a capital city, so you could also do it here.
Well, I think actually, if Beryl has, quite a bit of money floating around, something she would probably be tempted to do is invest in a new instrument. And,
Yeah.
She doesn't have a flute, but can play the flute. So I think she will see if she can find a musical store.
Sure.
And she can acquire a flute.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. She finds... make an investigation check, Beryl, to look for a quality musical instrument store.
Whoa, the dice is rolling in slow motion on my screen. It's really weird.
Oh, you've gone a little, you've frozen for me as well.
Oh dear.
Oh, there we go.
12.
12.
Do I sound normal again now?
I can see you. I can hear you. I just can't see you. You've frozen in place.
I'm sorry. Okay.
There you go. Fixed up. D&D Beyond sometimes does that to Hugh as well, so it could be that. You may want to roll actual dice, and I'll keep the dice roller. We'll see. A 12.
There we go. I'm closing down some extra windows I had open.
That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, tech goblins. Oh my god! Last week, Bolly, we had the worst. We had over 60 people in chat, and then the entire internet of the house just crashed.
Yeah, it was so annoying.
So angry. But we streamed for another 2 hours afterwards. We got it fixed, and like half the people had stayed, which was really nice.
Yeah. If any of them are going to turn up, they're
bloody legends. 12. You find a little music store off the beaten track. You probably you know Alfthiem quite well because it's your sort of beat. originally. And speaking of beats, you find a store called Premium Beats. And it looks like a greengrocer's from the outside, where you might buy a beat. But you know it to be a fine quality musical instrument shop now. It was a greengrocer's, it's not anymore. And the owner proprietor is unassuming to the point of just complete blandness. The only thing memorable about him is his complete unmemorability. You struggle to remember his name, but it does eventually come to you when you see it on his name tag. This is Samus Quinn. And Samus has not a musical bone in his body, but he loves music. And stocks a wide variety of musical instruments. And he sees you come in. You've been in a few times before. He's like, "Hello there. Nice to see you again.
Well,
How are ya?"
Good day to you. How's things been?
Oh, yes, very well, thank you. Still a lot of people coming in expecting fruits and veg.
Have you considered putting like some musical notes on the sign outside?
That's a good idea. Yes.
But I actually have a musical inquiry for you.
Oh.
I have done quite well in my Barden adventures of late, and I'm looking to invest in a nice flute, to just mix up my dulcimer-based musical repertoire. Do you have any in stock currently?
Why, yes, of course. Flutes. I have just the thing. And he goes behind the counter and pulls out a little red lacquered box, the perfect size for. It's actually a case. It's got a little handle and everything, and cracks it open. And he says, "The finest in the store for you, my lady." And cracks it open, turns it around, and within you see it is. It is been painted. It has been, I would say, again, lacquered in black, but a good portion of it has been done over the top in mother of pearl.
Oh my!
It is quite. It catches the eye, and the holes are well drilled. I don't know enough about musical instruments, unfortunately, to be able to describe it more interestingly than that. But it's a fancy fucking instrument.
It's a fancy fucking flute. Okay.
He says, "I have this one here, which you might be interested in, or I could for a little. It is slightly. This is a mundane instrument, but a very finely made one. I do, however, have something of a slightly more magical nature."
Well, let's see them both, and I'll see which one speaks to me when I give it a little play, huh? Like this one is stunning, but if the other one sounds better, you got to invest in the audio quality of the instrument.
Of course. He goes under the desk and pulls out a second. It is plain, very plain looking. It is a reed flute. Beryl, you can make, with advantage I will allow, as another... How would you assess the quality of these two instruments?
She would play them.
Very well. Then you can make a performance check with advantage to determine... Garrett's there as well. He's hanging around with you. Plus 10.
Yeah, have I just frozen again?
Yeah.
Okay, no more rolling on D&D Beyond.
I don't think we're using D&D Beyond for Beryl tonight. 27?
27, though.
Very well.
27.
Beryl, you determine that the audio quality is finer on the extremely plain instrument. It looks like it's just been carved from a reed, with a simple whittler knife. It has 0 ornamentation at all. It's just wrapped in like a... No, it would be well wrapped. It comes in a sort of felt sock with a little necktie, like a little tie at the top to pull it tight. Yeah, it's really not a highly ornamented thing at all. It is, however, from 27 you would be able to determine there is definitely something. It's by far the purer sounding instrument. Whoever made it really knew what they were doing. The other is a nicely made instrument, but it's clear that the ornamentation is actually made the actual audio quality slightly tinny. Tinny.
Can I do an Arcana check on the reed flute?
You certainly may. Make me an Arcana check.
At that time. 17 on the dice.
Ooh. Plus
5.
Plus
So
5. 22. Beryl, this is a +1 magic flute. That contains within it a bound spell.
Ooh. Can I tell what sort of spell?
It summons a creature. When you play a particular tune on it, or rather when you play a tune on it with an intent, the intent to cast the spell, because you got it high enough, I will tell you. So this it contains 1 casting of the spell Summon Beast, and the beast in question is a giant rat.
But I can only do it once?
It recharges once. You can do it once every long rest.
So once every long rest, I can summon a large rat. And can I communicate with this rat?
Let me just quickly Google summon beast. Yeah, you can't use it to summon just anything. Oh, that's unhelpful. Summon beast. There it is. You call forth a bestial spirit that manifests in an unoccupied space you can see within range. And this is actually, it does not require the component, the casting component, which is a 200 gold piece gilded acorn.
Jeepers.
It doesn't consume it, but it does require it. The creature is an ally to you and your companions in combat. The creature shares your initiative, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It obeys your verbal commands, no action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses it to move to avoid danger. It's a small, it is a small beast, about the size of a dog, this rat would be. Siri dog, like a small dog.
So I would need a gilded acorn.
No, you don't need that.
Oh, right. I was just thinking, where the hell does one get a gilded acorn?
But it has, its proficiency bonus is the same as yours. It has strength 18, con 16, Dex is 11, Wisdom 14, Charisma 5, Intelligence 4, which is what you want in a beast. Its AC is... technically it would be 13, because it's cast at base level, and it has Pack Tactics. The creature has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the beast's allies is within 5 feet of it. And it gets multi-attack. It has a number of attacks equal to half this spell's level rounded down, so 1 in this instance. It gets a melee weapon attack called Maul. It is 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level piercing damage, so 1d8 plus 6. And it's your spell attack modifier to hit. which is, I think, a +6. So it's pretty good. This he would sell you for 300 gold pieces.
300 gold pieces.
A +1 musical instrument as well, so it increases your spell casting modifier if you are using it to cast a spell, and you would be because it's a spell casting focus. All of your spells are a +1 as well.
Right.
It is I just made it up, and it's a pretty dope piece of magic item.
Can I haggle?
Ooh. He would be, you would know, he's probably giving you a bit of a discount. But you can, if you like. Hi, Kai Raven, the stream is going very well. We only just really began. We are currently haggling for a magic flute.
And how much do you want for the other one?
He said, well, it's fine craftsmanship, of course, but it is mundane, obviously. So, we will be asking 120 gold pieces for the beautiful flute, or 300 for you, my dear, 300 for this fine instrument. I acknowledge it's not as pretty, but it does have other uses.
Oh, man. Garret, what do you think? I can get... And she'll be like, Garret, that plain one, you can summon a giant rat with it and it'll fight for you. And it sounds really nice, but it's also like all the money you have.
It's like, well, you did just, like, you've got some change left. You would probably have enough to live for a few days on top. I just sort of rounded up, but, yeah. You wouldn't be broke as shit, but you'd have enough money to live for a week comfortably. Yeah, he's like, well, I could always spot you a little if you.
Oh no, that won't be necessary. I'll have some change and stuff. But I'm like, it's a lot of money for a flute.
It is, but it sounds like a really good flute if it can do that.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, what are you going to use the money for? Are you going to buy a house? Ha!
Yeah, you make a good point. Sold, my good man.
And
I would like one fancy pants magical flute, please.
He beams at you and he said, "Of course, my good lady." And he takes it away and gift wraps it.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
You pay the man 300 gold pieces and you get yourself a +1 magic flute.
Tell you what, Garret. If you don't mind, giving me an hour. Let's see if I can try this bad boy out in the square. See if I can rustle up a few coins. Put my investment to work straight away, so to speak.
Very well. Garret says, "All right, yeah. I could go and get some. I mean, I'd probably like to listen, but I could go and stock up on some provisions for the trip."
Sure. I mean, you can stay and watch if you like, and then we can go get provisions together. I was just saying, also I'm real excited about this thing. Though hopefully I don't accidentally summon a giant rat in the middle of town. That might cause us.
Yeah. You want to not do that. The former owner hands you a little gift card, saying thank you for your patronage on it, and on the back is instructions. Basically, it is a 4-bar piece of music. And he says, this was given to me when I acquired it. No idea what it means. But hopefully that'll help you with it.
Great. Well, we'll just have to see how the two of us get along, won't we? Thank you so much. This is incredible.
Always a pleasure, ma'am. He bows deeply to you as you leave. Beryl, make me a performance check and then add +1 to it. Hey, McBluff.
All right, 11 on the dice, so 12 plus my 1 for my new fancy flute, plus 10. That's 22 busking performance in the town square.
22. All right.
Test out my new flute.
Kai Raven and McBluff. Kai Raven, if you wouldn't mind rolling me a 1d6 in chat, !roll space 6. And McBluff, can you roll 1 space 10, please? We are very well, McBluff. Having a lovely day. We've been very productive. Karen and I made Christmas crack earlier today, which is a Christmas dessert.
Like salted crackers, chocolate, like a butter and sugar mixture. And you can put whatever you like on top. We put marshmallows, but while we were eating it, we were like,
I don't think it needs the marshmallows. Salted peanuts.
Salted peanuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been just going to each other all day. Do you want to have some crack? Do you want to have some crack? Do you want to have some crack?
Oh, let's have some crack, darling.
Let's have some crack.
A 9 on the dice, McBluff. Very nice. Alrighty. Well, Beryl, you get 9 silver pieces.
Hey.
And if we don't have a Kai Raven, then can we have a Bolly for a 1d6 as well, please?
So yes, if you want to tell your family you're hooked on crack and then whip out a box of crack, you can do that.
It was fun to have our housemate come home.
And we were like,
and she opened the fridge and was like, hey, do you want some crack? She doesn't know us super well. A 2. Bolly, thank you very much. You also get 2 gold pieces. So this is just the total coinage you earn, Beryl. 2 gold pieces and 9 silvers worth of pennies. No, that's about what I was looking for, Bolly.
He didn't want me to earn too much.
Yeah, you only busked for an hour and you didn't roll crazy high on the dice. That's plenty. I think that's appropriate. You earned darn near 3 gold pieces. That's enough to, keep you in modest lifestyle for nearly 3 days. So,
living's expensive in Rennes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now I know that the flute has earning potential.
Oh, dead set. And yeah, I would imagine you are taken, that might be why you're only a 22. But yeah, you can still feel that your flute game has improved with this instrument.
Excellent.
Graham crackers. Oh, you don't use saltines. Graham cracker crumb on top with homemade caramel. Yeah, which is what butter and sugar is. Yeah, essentially. And then with milk chocolate. That's what we did. We got a YouTube video that I found on Instagram, and I just really quite like the YouTuber, Dylan something.
He's
very
a
funny.
TikToker, actually. We were watching.
Well, yeah.
He's a TikToker.
Yeah. Anyway, you buy yourself a fancy instrument. Garret goes and gets some stuff. He buys a pork leg, and comes back with a well-wrapped hock of pork. And he says, just in case,
Yeah, we can't guarantee that we're going to come on another wild pig on this trip. So it's... Yes, we were saying that we need to put some dark chocolate on it. It's a little sickly.
It wouldn't work with milk. It's too sweet. Yeah.
It needs a little bit of dark chocolate and some salted peanuts.
Maybe almonds or salted peanuts. Yeah, something like that. Something savory. To balance it, because it's very sweet. It's yummy. We were like, oh my god, it has grown on me. The first bite I had was like, it's pretty good. Dylan Hollis. Sounds about right. Yeah, he's very funny. I just really love the energy. Anyway, let's begin the adventure, shall we? So you set out round the Menashe. Heading to the east of the range rather than the western end, which Gretz guards the end of. Thus begins 4 days of amiable travel in the pleasant late summer sun. The road follows the bluffs along the bank of the broad, slow river Carnborg that heads down to the Southern Ocean. Mid-afternoon on the 4th day, a storm blows in from the south rather suddenly. Despite being prime, fertile land, you haven't seen farms or any habitation for well over 3 hours, and this leaves you about a day's walk from Bottledown and pretty much without shelter.
Well, shoot.
What do you do?
Is this punishment for not choosing the tiny hut in my level up DM?
No, this is why I didn't want you to choose the tiny hut.
Oh, you wanted me to be trapped in the rain with no shelter. How dare you? Okay, what do I have in my inventory that can possibly be strung together for shelter?
There isn't much in the way of, because you're down by a river. Well, you're not down by a river, but you're walking along a river. This is prime, fertile farmland, but it's not being farmed. There isn't much in the way of even trees or anything around. It is just sort of grazing land, I suppose would be the best way of putting it.
Well, Garrett, I suppose we could always get under a cloak and just wait for it to pass, and then I'll press digitate it so we don't freeze to death. But unfortunately, I don't have the ability to magically conjure up a small shelter.
Oh, well, and he's like crouched under his own. He says, I don't think this is going to pass, Beryl. I think
Oh.
it does look like it's going to continue for a while at least. Shall we just keep going?
Look, if you don't mind walking in the rain, I'm happy to keep going, because
Do you want to make a perception check for me, please?
I feel like I'm being subtly told that nearby is something that might be able to help us. A 17 on my perception check,
Ooh,
which would be plus a 3, so a dirty 20 to perceive some means of shelter.
I'll have Garrett do it as well, just out of curiosity. No, Garrett can't see shit. Cool. Alrighty. Beryl, you make out through you sort of scan the distance, and you make out a silhouette of a house ahead, standing high on the bluff, outlined by a flash of lightning.
Oh my goodness, Garrett!
And what did you get? Sorry, was it over 16?
It was dirty 20, so yes.
Dirty 20, yeah. You can notice that the outline is a bit dodged, like where you would expect flat lines for the top of the roof. It's a bit cracked. Looks like it's been damaged.
Look, damaged or not, it's more shelter than standing out in the rain. So,
This is true.
shall we make our way in that direction?
Alrighty.
Fully. Doing well. Busy, tired, been up since 3 a.m. But I have coffee.
Glad to hear
my
it,
fiendish
Polly.
Diet Coke habit.
Alrighty. Well, the walkway up to the house winds through the rocky coastal terrain, often offering a view of the river below. Low clouds press upon you. A stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning salty water. You're not that far, which indicates, of course, that you're not that far from the ocean, because you wouldn't be smelling brine on a river if not. Yes, you see. So it's surrounded by a low wall. The decrepit house sits on the highest ground in the area. Around it, the stone wall has crumbled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. That's very kind of you to say, Bolly. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the pathway leading up to it, swaying slightly in the heavy wind. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but the years cannot hide the evidence of a well-tended garden that once sat here. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well rises out of the tall grass. It's about 35 feet tall from the ground level to the roof peak. It's gabled and has several holes where the slate shingles are missing.
Right. Well, Garrett, the last creepy house didn't kill us, so, should we give this one a go?
Oh, I'm game if you are, Beryl.
Oh, we're experienced hands in creepy houses
Yeah,
now
we're good
with
at
holes
that.
in the roof. Yeah, we got this,
I'm okay if it doesn't become our stock in trade, though, you know?
Yeah, if we counter a third one, then it's possibly becoming a habit that we need to look into. But for now, we might be able to get dry.
That is true. Very well. So, do you probably just dash straight up to the
I
house?
would dash to what appears to be the nearest manner of ingress, whether
the
that
front
be
door.
a door or a hole in the wall.
It would be the front door. And the front door opens relatively easily. It does not appear to be locked. And it opens into a musty, dirty entrance hall. To your left, a corridor leads to the west wing of the house. The walls are bare, and bits of smashed furniture lie upon the floor. Ahead of you, another corridor leads towards the rear of the house. A staircase in the eastern wall climbs to the next story, reaching a balcony that overlooks the entrance hall along its north and west side. The stairs appear safe to climb, though the balcony rail is broken in a couple of places. Under the stairs, at the north end of the hall, a third corridor leads east.
Right, well, how wet is it in here? I'm just staying in the accent so I don't slip into anything else today.
Fair. It's pretty dry in the actual entranceway once you get the door closed. Are you in any way endeavoring to be quiet?
No.
Okay. That may or may not be a problem, but I'm just asking. Yep, cool.
I think
Garret, shakes himself off and is sort of like just...
I would like to prestidigitate both of us dry.
Oh. Thanks, Beryl.
There you go. That must feel better.
It does.
I would also like to quickly check my new flute is safe and dry.
Yeah, he part of the gift wrapping would have been a waterproof carrying bag.
Excellent.
Fun
It's
fact
made
for chat.
of otter skin.
Ooh, cool. Fun fact for chat, I dropped my phone in the bath yesterday. And I whipped it out so quickly that when I was pulling all my cards and stuff out of the case,
They weren't even wet.
the ones in the sleeves weren't actually wet.
Yeah, you were quick. I heard
It
it.
was so quick, it just went fudum. I was like, what?
I heard it from 2 rooms away. I was like, oh, fuck.
Did you
I was
drop your phone?
I was painting. I had a paintbrush loaded with paint, and I was like, I think I'm going to go and have to help that. Because I know
Fortunately,
exactly what just happened.
The A8 is water resistant, so it's
there you
fine.
go.
Well, it's I've had this a few years now, so it's not 100% fine, but it does not appear to be any more troubled by having a quick bath. Awesome. Right, so I will prestidigitate us both dry, and then I'll be like, well, Garret, should we maybe have a poke around and see which room smells the least musty? Yeah, maybe use that one to settle down in.
Sounds good to me, Beryl.
Well, I'm a great believer in that you should always go to the right when you're doing a lap of things. So shall we go to the right first? And
Okay. One floor at a time?
yeah, let's do the ground floor and then go upstairs. That seems like a logical step-by-step way of doing things. And then if it turns out one bit of the house is haunted, we can go to the opposite end of the house and just hang out there.
Sure. All right. Great. So, up that way, and he indicates under the stairs. So there's the staircase that goes up, and then underneath it is a passageway that leads. The compass directions are actually backwards, but I'm not bothering to change them because it's actually you came in from the north of the house and everything else is backwards. So I'm not bothering. I'm just as far as you're within the house, everything has its own internal north, south, east, west. Just for the audience's clarity, you were heading south, which would mean that everything the passage directly ahead of you is also south. But it's not in I'm reading this from the book, so it's flipped.
Right.
So as far as if the passage ahead of you is north, this is to the east. You're going to the right.
Okay, well, let's go investigate this way then.
Sure. The passageway is again quite dry. The windows are cracked, but not broken in any places. You find a passageway with 2 doors. This clearly runs up the outside of the house. There are windows on the left-hand side and doors on the right-hand side of the passageway as you look up it. The passageway would be about 40 feet long. There's a door near you and a further one up.
What is my impression of the kind of a quality level of the house? Is it more of a middle-class house? Or are we more kind of...
No, this one's actually pretty... Not quite Chalet Brantafrax, but it's pretty nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Spina, the book is wrong.
The book is...
No,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I literally have stuff that says the book is better, and I need to stick to that credo. Because one day I hope to write books, and then they will be
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to open the first door I reach.
Very well. Yeah, you open the first door you reach. You find the only thing of note in this room is a clump of tiny red mushrooms growing around a fireplace in a semicircular formation. Otherwise, it is bare. The floorboards are old and worn. You can probably tell that there used to be a carpet in the center of the room because the floorboards are not worn there very well.
Would there be any particular reason why the mushrooms are growing in a semicircle? Because that seems a little odd, just on the surface. But it could be just that it was warmer over there.
You would have to, basically, this would be your knowledge of that particular kind of mushroom. Make me a nature check.
Okay, I will do a nature check. I keep going to use D&D Beyond, but I don't want my face to freeze. Okay, that is an 11 plus 3, so 14 to see if I know why the mushrooms are growing in a semicircle.
You wouldn't have any idea why it might. Looking at them, it could be just where they were able to get through the cracks in the floor.
I see.
They're growing near the fireplace because that's where the water is coming in. Not a lot, but there is moisture coming in down the chimney.
Right, okay, cool.
Not a lot, but yeah. So that's why they're there. However, you're over by the fireplace. Because to check these out, you would have to go over there. Please make me an investigation check.
Excellent.
Or perception.
Well, I think I will do investigation.
Alrighty.
Because that's a plus 5.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, shoot, nearly threw my dice right off my desk. That is a 14 on the dice because I'm using my sparkly one.
Oh, good. The sharp
that'll
ones.
Be a 19 here. I don't know if anyone can see it.
Oh,
Look
they're
how
pretty.
Look how pretty.
Those are from our lovely friends at Roll with Advantage. Those are the sharp ones as well, aren't
It's all
they?
blurry. Focus. There you go.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Look how sexy.
They've got like little flecks of glitter in the resin. It's they're gorgeous
cool.
things. So what was it you got? Sorry, 14?
19.
19. Oh, wow,
19.
okay. Yeah, you look up from the mushrooms, having determined that they're probably not dangerous, but you probably wouldn't eat them, but you don't think they're like spreading nasty fungus in the fungal spores are in the air that are poisoning you. But you do notice at the back of the chimney a brick that seems out of place, that seems like to be protruding into the chimney unnecessarily. Reaching out to touch it, about 3 feet above the top of the fireplace, reaching out and touches it, you notice it is wobbly.
Oh. Is there perhaps a curiously placed candlestick that I might tweak?
Sorry, how do you mean?
You said the fireplace was wobbly.
No, sorry. Within the actual cavity of the fireplace, about halfway up, about 3 feet up the flue, you can see a brick at the back where the fire has sort of charred the wall dark. You can see a brick that's sort of protruding a little bit.
Oh, right. I do apologize. For some reason, I was like, the whole fireplace is wobbly?
No. Yeah.
Never mind. I had a blonde moment. Okay. That's curious. I'm gonna step... Can I actually, before I step over the mushroom ring, can I roll in an Arcana check? Is this a magical fireplace?
Oh, sure. You can make an Arcana check. Garrett's standing
shoot,
there.
Oh no, I froze myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. We're getting you're stuttering.
Hang on,
That's okay.
We'll be there.
Nat 20.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. Pretty damn good. These are not magical mushrooms. As in you. In fact, I'll let this extend to the whole fireplace. You're not getting any magical vibe off this particular fireplace at all. You feel like potentially something magical may have been done here a long time ago.
Right.
But not recently. Not in any way recently. And
Okay, well, then I'm gonna.
the
reach
mushrooms do have a... with a nat 20, I will give you that the mushrooms do have an effect when consumed, but they are not magical.
Okay. Well, if we want to get high later, Garrett, I think these might be that kind of mushroom.
Yeah, they are orange with a blue rim and spots.
Okay, not saying that we have to get high. I'm just saying if that's your thing, this will do it.
Oh, no, all right. What's with that brick up there?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I might give it a quick poke with my finger and see if anything happens, okay?
Do you want to use something longer than your finger?
Like
a stick?
A stick?
Or a sword? He
sword?
pulls
Oh,
out
oh.
his scimitar and hands it to you.
Oh, excellent. Okay, I'll poke it with this. And I'll lean in and I'll poke it with...
You've got the longer arms is all.
No, fair. If anything happens to the scimitar, I'll replace it as soon as I can afford it, given I
that's
just
all right.
spent all my money on a flute.
Yeah, don't poke it with the flute. You
no.
poke it. The brick is clearly very loose.
Oh, my goodness. Should I try and, like, hook it out, maybe, with the tip of the scimitar?
All right.
I'll try and like get the tip of the scimitar on the side of the brick and just kind of.
How would you do this? What sort of a check would you utilize to do this?
I think it might be some sort of dexterity check. Maybe sleight of hand?
Sure.
See if I can, like, wiggle this little sucker out.
Okay.
That is, a 14 on sleight of hand.
That's all right. Yeah, it's not a particularly high DC. The brick falls to the ground, and within you can see a little cavity behind.
Oh.
Basically like a secret compartment sort of situation.
How exciting.
And in it, if you look quite carefully, is a small leather pouch.
I would like to reach forward with the scimitar and hook the pouch out with the tip.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let you do that. It is. It's got. It's very lightweight. Doesn't feel like very heavy at all. But you can slide the tip of the scimitar underneath it and lift this little pouch out. Bring it over to yourself, and within this little dirty. It's very sooty. The pouch is not clean. You find a pair of cut pieces of blue quartz.
Oh, pretty.
It is. They match. They would make quite nice earrings. They're a bit, possibly a little big for studs, but you could definitely make danglies out of them. They would be worth. They would be worth 10 gold pieces apiece.
Oh my goodness.
No. Oh wow, cool. There you go. We've already hit pay dirt. That'll do.
Yeah, this whole poking around musty old houses has not turned out to be such a bad investment, generally speaking.
Provided this house doesn't belong to anybody anymore, I would feel bad because functionally we're just stealing at the moment.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if a place is abandoned, how long do you have to wait until it's not stealing?
I think as long as everybody's clearly moved out, and this house it's clearly not lived in. Look, it's bare.
Oh, so this was hidden. So
Even the owner might not even know it's here.
Exactly, you know, and I'm acquiring these so they may enjoy the light of day dangling on my earlobes.
They are pretty. They are pretty. Very well. There isn't much else in the room really. Bare walls, bare floor. You get the feeling it was probably a living area of some sort.
Right. Well, this room's alright, but it does have mushrooms in it. So maybe let's keep wandering about. It's not nighttime yet.
Would those mushrooms be worth anything? You said they're
hallucinogenic.
Are they?
Well, I think so. I mean, you could always put some in a pouch and we could, you know, find someone who knows their mushrooms and...
Yeah. Couldn't hurt.
Like, I'm pretty sure they just give you, like, some sort of, like, buzz, but I'm not 100% sure, so,
Can I borrow that pouch?
Oh, yeah, sure. And I'll tuck the chips into a pocket and hand it over the pouch.
He turns it inside out and uses it as a glove to pick the mushrooms.
That's good thinking,
like a
Garrett.
mitten. And he says, I just didn't want to touch them. I don't know what skin contact will do. And he puts them. He sort of puts them in a larger pouch, and he says, "Now I need to remember not to open that one." He puts it in his backpack. He's got a massive backpack. It actually is taller than his head. It sort of hangs up like the packs from Monty Python and Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
That he does
Really
not look
tall one.
unlike Patsy. Yeah.
Poor Patsy.
But it's strong enough. He's comfortably strong enough to heft it. It's not a problem for him. He's quite a sturdy young halfling man.
Don't laugh at me, but I just realised the name Patsy. Is it Patsy?
Yeah. It's entirely what he's for.
I
yeah.
didn't realise that before. That's
Come, Patsy. Yeah.
Yes. I get it. That's clever. I like it. Well done, Monty Python. I just got something new out of your work.
Done it again. I mean, what was it? 2 weeks ago, we discovered that your father smells of elderflower, of elderberries.
Your father's a drunk.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, right. And your mother was a hamster, as in a prostitute.
Because hamsters are like rabbits. They fuck.
Yeah. I was like,
Apparently. I don't own any hamsters, so can't confirm. And my rabbits are both neutered, so they don't.
but they do hump.
They do hump.
So does our dog, though, and that's a girl. Anyway,
So actually hump against things.
you finish searching this room. You found the cool thing in here. And Garrett's like, right, next room.
Next room, I think, Garrett.
You head up the corridor. The floor in this room is considerably weaker than elsewhere. Aside from a large amount of plaster that has fallen from the ceiling, the room is bare. The ceiling, you can't see through, but the rafters are showing. The beams holding up the floor above are showing from water damage. Not hard to tell. And in the center of the room, there's a decent-sized pile of plaster from where the ceiling has come down. You can. It's not a hard check to tell at all that I'm not. As in, I'm not even going to make you. The floor in here is not super solid.
Garrett, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we just give this one a miss. I feel like I might fall through in here.
Alrighty. He says, "All right. Do you want me to have a? I'm probably, no offense, I'm probably lighter than you.
No, that's fair. You are probably lighter than me. So if you want to tiptoe
maybe not that
out
much.
Well, maybe take that huge pack off, and you'll probably be a bit lighter.
Yeah, all right. And he unshucks it. He has a quick squiz. Tell you what, Spina, would you mind rolling me an investigation check for Garrett? ! Investigation. He is a plus nothing to intelligence, so hit me that dice, and we'll see what Garrett locates, if anything.
Hopefully not. I'd hate for him to fall through a dangerous floor to his potential death for nothing.
He is being extremely cautious. He's going around the edges of the room, and being very careful about where he puts his feet.
You're doing great, Garrett.
Thanks, Beryl. Anybody else can do it if Spina has gone into lurk mode? But it's not dangerous, whatever there is to find in here, so we will proceed, and we shall await the roll as and when it comes. Next room. So are you working... Are you come back to the main hall?
Yes, and we'll go down the next... Like, if we're going around...
Lizelle, an investigation, please. ! Investigation.
Kind of, if we're proceeding around to the right, what would be the next thing we would do?
It would be the northern corridor.
Right, we will go down the northern corridor next.
Very well.
The good news is we found at least one room that, we can potentially hang out in for a night.
Alrighty. Investigation, a 12. Yeah, Garrett has a quick poke around. He notices that the walls are, in this room. This room has been badly affected by the damp. The plaster on the walls is also coming back nasty, and like in a couple of places, just flakes off on his fingertips. He said, "Yeah. This room's not great, Beryl."
Oh, anything interesting?
He gets to the fireplace and has a look around. Uses the tip of his scimitar to knock a few of the bricks. He said, "No, I don't think so. No such luck. Sorry."
No, don't be sorry. Just be careful on your way back, okay?
He gets back out without any further incident, and you head up. Heading up the main corridor. There are doors on either side of you, and one at the far end. So you're going straight. There's one on your right, and one on your left, one directly ahead of you, and then it makes a right hand turn at the end, just before that, the third door, and you can see a door that you suspect leads to the outside at the end of that junction.
Right. Well, I'll go in the first door on my right. I've decided my method, and
Right.
I'm sticking to it.
Very well. Very well. You find 2 stuffed armchairs near a fireplace in this room. It's not a particularly big room. The covers of both have been torn and the stuffing has been pulled out, but the wooden frames are intact. A broken table lies on the floor near the north wall.
Right. I'm gonna go have a look at the broken table up there.
Sure. What do you want to know about it?
I am going to investigate it.
Okay. To what end?
Is there anything hidden in the broken table pieces?
Sure.
How was the table broken?
Yeah.
Like, is it the passage of time, or was someone slammed into it in a dramatic fashion while wearing tight lycra pants?
Noted. Okay. 2 very specific things. What did you roll?
I rolled a 6 on the dice, so +5 is 11, so not the best roll. So
Not amazing, but this is definitely an old and quite spindly table. It's a sort of a side table affair. It is quite a nice table, or it would have been once upon a time. Hard to say what actually wound up doing for it, but
You mean it wasn't used in a professional wrestling match? That's a shame.
probably not. It's hard to say, but you do find what was I doing? But bearing in mind that the armchairs have had their covers torn off. Hard to say what did it, but given that, someone or something has done for the chairs and removed the stuffing, bearing in mind what stuffing used to be, so these well-stuffed chairs were probably stuffed with horsehair, which is edible. To little critters, or there might have been somebody else did something else. It's also burnable, but the frames would be burnt as well if someone was looking
why
for
would you
firewood.
burn the horsehair when you've got wood?
Yeah.
Horsehair would stink.
Yes. There's a few things, but you wouldn't really get much more than that for your investigation of the table. This damage was done, but it's hard to say by what or why.
Right. Is this room kind of dry and...
It's fairly dry, yeah. It's got a fireplace in it as well. Most of them do, actually. You haven't yet been in a room that didn't. Yeah.
Intriguing. I'm fascinated to know what happened here, Garrett. I won't lie.
So this would be a withdrawing room.
Oh.
It does actually have the slight smell of pipe smoke in the walls almost.
So the gentleman would go to hang out here after dinner and have a cigar and a brandy sort of situation?
There is a couple of windows. They're quite grimy, and one of them is badly cracked, but they are both still intact. It would not be an unpleasant place to spend the night. It's the only place you found with any degree of furniture at all, and some firewood.
Well, this is true. We can burn the table and chairs and...
Well, the chairs you could probably still sit on. I wouldn't recommend sleeping in them, but yeah, your bedroll's on the floor.
Could have a seat and, burn the table and,
Somewhere to sit down while you have your supper.
work on the trail of the raven.
Yeah. Gareth, I think it's coming along really good, though. I like the first verse.
Oh, good.
And your melody's good. Really like the...
Well, thank you. I think I'll have to put a flute solo in it now, though.
Would that be difficult? Do you get like a... Do you put it on a wire next to your mouth so you don't have to... So you can play the dulcimer and the flute at the same time?
You know, Garrett, that had not occurred to me before, and now I want to try it. Make myself a little headpiece so I can just stick it out there and just lean forward and be like...
Well, but you need your hand, don't you? What if you could cast Mage Hand? That way you could play the flute and the dulcimer at the same time.
Oh my goodness. The possibilities. If only I'd chosen Mage Hand! Stop taunting me with all these things I could have done with the options. I did not choose in the level up, you bastard. Okay, cool. Well, that seems to be all that there is to see here, so let's go and look at the next room.
Do you want to check out the fireplace?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm thinking there might be something hidden in there for you, Garrett, this time. Let's go see if there's any loose bricks. I would like to go investigate the fireplace.
Is it my turn for the present in the fireplace? All right,
Oh,
cool.
absolutely, you know.
All right, great. Yeah, you make an investigation check, and he'll help you, so you have advantage.
Right. 19. And then
That's
a
good.
14. So let's go with the 19 plus 5, so 24.
This one is a little bit harder to locate. It has been well concealed, and it's actually made of metal. The little hinged... This one's got a little hinged door, but you do spot it eventually. Beryl, just as you are... How would you be approaching this?
Gingerly again, you know, with
the tip of the sword? Okay.
Yeah.
You determine that you really are going to need fingers to actually... Like, it's got a latch, and you're going to have to... Yeah. Your dexterity with the tip of a sword just isn't good enough to undo a latch.
Damn it. Might have to use my hands for this one, Garrett.
Do you want me to? I can probably... It's mine, so I can go in and I can do it.
Oh, if you don't mind, you know, I'm happy to be the one that risks being blown to oblivion. I was just going to say, make sure someone writes a song about it.
Well, you're the songwriter, so I'll go, and if I get blown to oblivion, and he smiles like, I don't think I'm going to get blown to oblivion.
Well, that's
right?
fair. Okay.
And then he stops and looks at you like, I'm not going to get blown to oblivion, right?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
I was just, you know, worst case scenarioing it.
Right.
I'm going to do a quick Arcana check just in case.
Ceramid says, oh my god, it's R2-D2. I loved him in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek.
To get the whole thing going.
Yeah.
I just rolled a 5 for my Arcana check.
You do not get anything magic off this chimney.
Oh, plus 5, so 10.
Oh, actually, 10.
Give old Beryl a little bit of something.
You do sense something in the hidden compartment. A little something magical, something dark side.
Okay. Well, I think you're okay.
Hey, Serum, by the way. Good to see you, mate.
I think you're okay to open it, Garrett. I think the magical thing I'm detecting is inside the compartment. So you should be fine to open the compartment. We just might want to be careful about whatever's inside.
All right. He reaches up, and Beryl, as he does so, you notice some little, the bones of some mice, around his feet. Like, you didn't notice it before because they're sort of covered in soot and stuff, but as he treads on them, they crack. They break under his feet, and he goes, and he reaches up. He hasn't noticed at all. And as he does so, a swarm of insects pour down the chimney from above him and sort of engulf him.
Oh my god!
Beryl!
Didn't see that coming, I'm sorry.
He is going to be swarmed by spiders. They are
a swarm
of spiders. And they're going to bite him. Yes, not very nice at all.
They're not magical spiders, they're just
They're
regular
not magical spiders, but there's a lot of them. And so, yeah, they're going to bite him.
I would like to cast sleep, please.
Oh, alright. Yeah, they rolled a 14, which does not beat his new AC. His new AC is 15. That studded leather armor already paying off for Garret.
Yeah.
So yes, they bite him, but they do not manage to hurt him. And yeah, he's like, Beryl, get them off. You cast sleep. Do so.
I cast sleep. Oh, hang on. I gotta find the right thing. Why are you not working properly? Let me find the thing. I cast sleep. Okay. Is an area effect.
It is. The thing is, the swarm of spiders and Garret are occupying the same space.
Is it possible for me to like angle
No,
it? So
not really.
Okay, well
They
I'll
are
just
tiny
try to
creatures.
put everyone to sleep, and then I can wake Garret up.
That's true. It only lasts for a minute anyway.
Yeah, so I can. I'll drag Garret out of the way. Okay, go. Did that do anything? Oh, hang on. Roll 5d8. Shoot. This is where it'd be really handy to be able to use a digital dice roller, so I didn't have to go find 5d8.
Well, you can just roll 1 5 times.
I like rolling them all at once. It makes me feel special.
Valid. I don't know if you have 5d8s in that box.
Was 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I use my pretty dice as well,
There you go.
5.
Nice.
Okay, we have 10, 11, 15, 21.
Whoa. Beryl.
That's not enough to even put Garret to sleep.
Well, Garrett's quite a bit tougher than that. Beryl, most of the spiders most of the spiders sort of cease moving. They just sort of come to a stop on Garret, but a few of them are still sort of bothering at him, and Garret is going to make an unarmed attack against the things on himself. That's a nat yeet on the dice. Garret crit succeeds, and what Garret does is boom, boom, and like does a couple of slaps on his new studded leather armor, and then he grabs the bottom and does a sort of flick,
Gosh.
and they all sort of fly off him. And he goes, I hate spiders. I didn't before, but I do now. How long does that spell last?
A minute. So I'll open the thing real fast and we'll get the
He
hell
goes
out of
and
this room.
cracks it open, pulls out whatever's inside it, just sort of, cool, alright, goes out, slams the door behind. He said, I don't like that room. I don't
We're
think we
not
should sleep in
sleeping
that room.
In that room. No.
Cool. Lizelle, you are correct. Yes, the spell does affect the lowest hit point creatures first. A swarm of spiders, for those playing at home, has 22 hit points.
God damn it, I'm so close.
Which is why I gave you almost all of them, because individual spiders, I was like, in fairness, most of the spiders would be put to sleep by this. Only a few were left, which Garret got with his nat 20. So, yeah, he killed a couple of spiders. Alright. He goes, well, that was horrible. What now?
Well, do you want to see what you got?
Oh, yeah, alright.
Since you
cool.
got swarmed by spiders for it, so hopefully it's something good.
Yeah. It's a little wooden box. Inside, it jingles as he shakes it, rattles it, shattles it. That's a cross between shaking and rattling. He looks, I think I've got coins. I think we've got coins, Beryl. Cracks it open. Darn, coppers.
Oh.
Counts it out. There's 30 copper pieces in here. And he goes, well, 30. That's like 3 silver pieces. That's all right.
That's not bad.
And
Especially given.
Here we go. Hello. Oh, weird. It's like powder.
Let me see.
And he shows you. That was the magical thing you sensed.
Oh, this is magical powder, Garret.
In fact, now that you're looking at it, you can tell this is alchemical powder.
Some sort of alchemy substance. Can I do
Oh.
another Arcana check to see if I can work out what it does?
You may. Yeah. Be quite a high DC, but yes.
Like I'll have a crack. Maybe I've come across it
It's
in
just.
my...
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, shoot. Dirty 23.
Well, that's a 23. No dirty about it. It's filthy, but yeah.
Lick
You-
the powder. No, Spinner. No, I will not lick the powder.
One is purple, the other is a light blue.
I'm not playing V right
actually,
now.
no.
I'm not going to stick mysterious powders up Beryl's nose.
It's a purple and a mustard yellow. Beryl, you actually have encountered this before, I will say, once when you were a rookie cop. You did a bust on a counterfeit and imitation magical substances sort of workshop. Like they were making non.
I busted a meth lab.
Yeah, they were making non-approved, cut with other things stuff. You encountered something not unlike these two. You know that if you mix them together, they become alchemist's fire.
Oh my goodness, Garret! I just realized where I know this from.
What is it? What is it? He goes to give them to you. Or should I drop it? What?
No,
What is it?
no, don't drop it, don't drop it.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
So separately, these are totally fine.
Oh.
Not gonna do no harm to no one.
And he holds them apart, much further apart than they were
idea.
before.
But if you mix them together, you got yourself some alchemist fire there, Garret.
Oh, that's almost worth getting swarmed by spiders.
Almost. I suggest you put them in separate pockets and only mix them together if you really fancy a whole lot of fire.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Beryl.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
kind of we broke up a lab that was making this stuff, and once we realized what we had, there was a whole lot of terrified watch folk.
I'll bet.
Just moving big buckets of the stuff.
Cool. All right.
Don't eat it.
Noted. I will not leave it near the cooking supplies.
No, that is not a tasty spice. That is fire and death.
Well, the yellow one is sulfur. It's mixed with a few other bits and pieces, but yeah, it's primarily sulfur. Cool. Yeah. Alrighty. All right. Well, next one on the list is the door at the end of the hallway. Actually, well, there's the one that is to the outside. If you're working your way around to the right, but you probably don't want to go back outside.
No, it's safe to assume it goes outside. It
You look, it is barred. In fact, sorry, it's not barred. It's locked. It has been locked with a key.
I see.
The lock on the door is quite rusty, but it's the lock itself appears to still work.
Bad. Well, Garret, if we see any keys lying around, this might be the door. I'm pretty sure it goes outside, so we don't want to go outside just yet.
But it's
Still-
always good to know, how to
Where
get
the
out.
exits are, and
Yeah.
I think if we both ran at it real hard, it might pop.
Well, if I wanted to get out, I'd probably just dive through a window. All of them are cracked. Although that's probably a really good way to get cut up, isn't it?
Sorry, I was just distracted by Spinner in case you couldn't tell. My character would definitely have a low intelligence stat.
Yes.
I'm like, yep, use intelligence as your dump stat. And you
Sure,
get to
but
do
it's
dumb
fine.
Shit.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's so much fun to play someone who just does shit without thinking about it. It's amazing. You're like, I cast fireball. I'm like,
It's actually quite frustrating to play a character who looks like they do stuff without thinking, but actually does, because everyone's like, "You're such an idiot! You always do stuff without thinking about it," and then they go, "No."
no, I thought about it very carefully. And
I've
then
listened to
decided do it.
5 episodes of There Be Dragons in the last 4 days, and Scan gets that a lot. And everyone's like, "Scan, you never think things through." And Scan's like, "Fuck you, I do." I think quickly, but I definitely consider my actions first. You just don't like what I do.
What did I say the other day? I can't remember. It was something about it's like yes, I've made some bad life choices, but I spent a lot of time thinking about them.
Yes. Cool.
Which
so
sounds
the
like
next...
the story of my life, actually. It's like, turned out to be a bad decision, but I put a lot of time into thinking about it before I did it.
The next door is to the kitchen.
Hey!
It is dirty and damp in here. There are patches of grey mould and cobwebs on the floor, which Garret gives a very wide berth to, the walls and ceiling. In the southwest corner is some iron cooking equipment with a chimney above it. Next to it, under the window, is a cracked and discoloured stone sink. To the right of the sink, a small closed wooden cupboard is fixed to the wall about 5 feet above floor level. Against the far wall, a flight of wooden stairs leads up from west to east, and the woodwork of the staircase is decayed, and a few of the treads are missing. There is also another door in it. As you come in, the door is to your right. It's about 20 foot square, this room, but that does include the staircase.
Right. Can I go have a little look at the cupboard? Is there anything in the cupboard?
You crack it open. There is very, very little in there. I'm not going to make you make an investigation check to look in a cupboard. So yeah, if you check it reasonably thoroughly, you would discover tinned provisions, like a can of peaches. That might still be good.
Hey Garret, you want to see if we can have some tinned peaches tonight?
I like peaches. Sure, all right.
Well, I'll grab it, and if it's bad, then no harm done.
There's also a couple of other jars full of stuff that doesn't look great, like that appears to have molded or rotted in the jar. There is another tin that does not appear to have a label on it, but the inside, what's inside, does slosh around.
Well, heck, I'll grab this one as well.
Alrighty. Everybody check out the There Be Dragons podcast. Cheeky plug. Exactly right, Spina. TBD.
I had a joking crack at the DM and the guy who runs the podcast, Matt, for censoring me saying the C word. I was teasing him because he hadn't censored anything else, but he censored that. Turns out I've said it more than once. I thought I'd only dropped it once.
I listened to it. I listened back to the last 4 episodes, and yeah, Karen drops the C-bomb 3 times. Gets censored every time. Admittedly, like twice was. I also said it once, but it was Karen said it, then she said it again, like repeating the same phrase basically, and then I modified the phrase and said it again, and we got bleeped each time. And then another separate episode, you said it again, which is the one you remembered, but there was a separate incident.
There was a separate incident.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's only two incidents, but there might have been more that he just removed completely, because I do remember stuff happening that got cut.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
We do a lot of weird shit in that podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other door.
The other door leads into a scullery.
Ah.
Now, I would like a survival or investigation.
Well, I'm definitely going to investigate, because that's my way better start. And thank God, because I just rolled a 6, so 11 to investigate
11.
the scullery.
Investigating the scullery, you actually, this isn't from the scullery, this is in the kitchen. You do notice, because you haven't really been asking for it, but in here it's fairly obvious. There are tracks on the ground.
I had not been asking that.
No. But in here it's so obvious that an 11 does notice. There are humanoid tracks on the ground that appear to head into the scullery.
Do they look like recent?
With an 11, hard to say quite how recent, but reasonably.
Hey Garret,
What?
am I crazy, or are there footprints going into the scullery?
Dang it, do I have to give my stuff back?
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Do they look fresh to you?
I'll have a look. He's going to make a survival check his own self.
Hey, random NPC, can you roll a check for me?
Nope. He got an 8. He's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, let's see if they're still here. I'm gonna like.
Sure. You head into the scullery. The room displays the effects of damp and decay more than most. Mold grows in patches on the floor, walls, and ceiling. A large copper cask, split, discolored, and empty, stands under the window, with a small heap of crockery shards on the floor beside it. Stairs lead down into what is presumably a cellar.
Right. Hello? Does
How
anyone
loud
hear
are
me?
you being?
Like, no, I'm not shouting, but you know where you kind of just raise your voice a little, like when you get home and you're like, "Hey, honey, I'm home." It's that kind of a
Right.
hello.
Yeah.
We mean no harm.
You are singing out, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm letting my voice carry.
Alrighty. Yeah. You do that.
And I would like to listen intently.
Oh, make a perception check.
Really flung my dice off the desk.
Garret will as well, I think.
7. Total.
Garret got a 9. You do not hear anything from this area. It is still quite like there is thunder and rain outside, so it's not hugely surprising if it's being drowned out by other noises, ambient sound.
Right. Well, I didn't hear nothing. Did you, Garret?
No.
Okay.
Do we want to go down there if there's someone else around? Remembering the cult we met last time.
Well, they turned out to be harmless. It was the other weird shit in the house that was dangerous, so...
As my old guildmaster used to say, what you don't know definitely can hurt you.
That's true. Look, if there is something down there, better we know now than we fall asleep in a room and get woken up, middle of the night.
Do you want to do the full... Do we want to do a loop and then come back to it? Follow your turn right thing?
Oh, look, Garret, now I know it's here. I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time.
Well, how about we, block the door? That way we'll definitely hear it if anybody comes or anything.
That is a good idea. Okay, we'll leave it, and...
We'll come back. We don't have to go upstairs, but we go down first, because, you don't want to...
Okay, let's go. We'll block the door, and
All right.
go check out that other room, and
All right.
then assess the situation.
All right. Cool. So he goes out. The cask, you could probably determine, was used to boil water. It's a water boiler.
It is no longer
The
fit for
tracks
boiling water.
do go downstairs as well.
Okay, so there might be something hiding down there.
Yeah. They are humanoid tracks. You couldn't get the number, but there are more than one, you would think. So you head back out. Garret would use... He says, there's not a lot in here to block the door with. How about... if I break the door off the cupboard, it looks pretty easy, and then we could just jam that under the doorknob and that would stop it.
Yeah, sure, that sounds great. Do that.
Alright.
I love a simple solution to a problem.
Yeah. I feel a bit bad.
Look,
But-
if we leave, if we decide for whatever reason to leave, we should come back and quickly unbar the door so we don't trap anyone in there.
He pulls on it and can't get it off because I rolled a 5. As in
Well,
a
shit,
2
let me come
plus
give you a
3.
hand, mate.
And he's like, oh, it's probably alright, and he gets out his crowbar and just has another go with advantage this time. 14. Yeah, he gets a 17, yeah. He goes, it just snaps off. He's like, yeah, right tool for the job, like the guildmaster always said. And he jams it under the doorknob, and he's like, there we go. All right. Shall we then finish the loop?
Yes, let's go to the next room and just keep our ears to the ground, so to speak.
And at that, I think we might go to a short break. Just a quick breaklet to refresh ourselves, and then we'll be right back with more adventures and find out who making these sneaky footprints. Ooh. So yes, audience, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. Bolly, Spina, Serum76, McBluff, Ardana, thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with us this evening. Lizelle, it's always lovely to see all of you.
And if any of you want something to look at while we're having a quick break, this is the website that I bought the super fancy pants dice came from.
Ah, yes.
So you can go dust over their amazing sparkly things.
I don't know. It might be roll with advantage. That's the one.
Hey!
Yeah.
We do still have the thing.
Yep.
And I just opened the website. They sell purple washi tape with dice on it, Josh.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah, I should not go there. Anyway.
Try not to go too often.
We will be back very shortly, everybody. See you around. We'll be back very soon. Bye-bye. Fast and ahoy, mateys. We'll be back, or at least I be. Karen will be joining us in just a moment. But I thought, seeing as I was sitting here and we were talking about dice, I would show you some of my pretty click-clacks. So, we've got one of these beautiful little things. Clear with sort of gold glitter in them. Isn't that pretty?
We're doing dice porn.
We are doing dice porn. Those are roll with advantage dice. Because they roll with advantage are really, really cool people. They sponsored our International Talk Like a Pirate Day stream last year. When I say sponsored, I mean they gave us a whole bunch of prizes to give away, which is really cool of them. They sent us about $200 worth of dice. And I just emailed them and was like, hey, do you have any spares? And they were like, yeah! Send it to me over along with pins and stickers. It's an all-female owned business as well, which I really love. Family operated, and it's based over in the eastern states. Yeah, they're really, really cool. They haven't donated any sets towards us today, but yeah, go and check them out at rollwithadvantage.com.au. I will be getting in contact with them again for the next one. Is that Roll with Advantage dice?
Yeah, you bought me these ones.
Ah.
I don't know how well you can see them, but they got little glittery flowers in them.
Yeah,
very cool.
They're so pretty.
The test tube they're in is not from Roll with Advantage.
No, that's tabletop swag.
That's tabletop swag.
These are tabletop swag dice.
Dice.
I've got dice which I won from when I was watching AJ's stream. And these are tabletop swag dice. They've got purple candy floss in them. And these are also roll with advantage dice. It's quite a sharp cut. It's slightly larger. It's a sort of metallic green. Super pretty. And they're in my wooden forged dice box.
Here's the trouble with getting into D&D, guys. You think it's just, I have been sucked into yet another nerd cult. And then you realize that all the accessories and shit you can buy is amazing.
Super pretty and very expensive. Yeah, my favorite dice has to be this one, however. It's this cut, faceted. Is it glass? Yeah, chromatic glass. Chromatic glass.
This one was from me. That's why I know.
This is Karen's Christmas. This was Karen's Christmas gift to me a couple of years ago, and my favorite thing about it, among many other things, is that it's got yeet and fuck on it for the 1 and 20. I adore saying that is a natural yeet.
I hated yeet when it first became a thing.
I didn't mind. Yeah, I hated it, and I've been. Yeah, I think it's because the older people have claimed it. Like kids don't say it anymore. Millennials do now.
So we can say it.
Anyway, we should get back to our story.
Like on Facebook. All
now
the kids have gone, so we can be uncool on there.
Yeah. I love that that's an emote. I am not surprised, but I do enjoy it. Alrighty, the next door along. As you head back out into the passageway, you notice these footsteps head back down towards the main entranceway, which is interesting enough. You walked right over them on your way in.
After the last place, I really should have been keeping an eye out for this, shouldn't I?
He said, "Oh, I was just glad to be dry. I wasn't really looking around. It's my fault too, Beryl."
No, we were all excited about, another abandoned house, and we didn't really stop to think how abandoned it might actually be.
It looked pretty abandoned, in fairness to us.
Pretty abandoned. Whereas, like, the last time we'd been led there by, like, a bird and a mysterious map, so there was a good chance something.
This one didn't seem anywhere near as weird.
No.
But I found alchemist's fire in a chimney.
This is true.
I love Ardana's comment. You're getting old when millennials are no longer the young people. Like, millennials own houses now. This is the thing. Like, I know...
we don't own houses.
Well, but I know a millennial who's in his 40s and owns a house. That's the... Yes.
Well, millennials is from, like,
85? 80... No, it's older. It's like 82 or something. There are millennials who are now in their 40s. I think millennials... The oldest millennials turn 40 this year.
I never got why, like, I get why we're called millennials, because, we came of age in the new millennium.
At the millennium,
to me, it always made way more sense if the people born
after the millennium
2000 were the millennials.
Yeah.
But they're the Gen Z.
82 to 96, yeah.
I am 88.
Yeah, I'm an 86 boy, so I am very much a millennial. I didn't like finding that out. I was irritated. I was like, since when was that? I thought it was Gen X. Like... Spina's 87, yeah.
Welcome to the Born in the 80s Club. I actually think it's a really cool time to have been born, because, like, I
remember,
like, old-style phones and...
Spina's a bunny.
Dial-up internet.
Spina was born in the year of the rabbit as well.
Hey! Lucky you!
Oh, there you go. And Ardana is the year before me. Old enough to remember the Berlin Wall. Wow. I remember clearly the 9/11.
Yeah.
Because I was 15 when 9/11. Yeah.
9/11. So when I was in high school, my parents had a very strict policy about watching TV. So I didn't actually know what was going on. I just knew that I got up that morning and got public transport, and you just kind of got that feeling that something.
Everybody was, and everyone was
talking
up.
about it like in hushed tones when I got to school, and everyone's like talking about, what happened, and I was just like, what's going on?
I
then
suppose.
I get to my first class of the day, and the teacher comes in very somber, puts their folder down, and is like, do we want to talk about what happened this morning? And I'm like,
what the fuck happened this morning?
Like, get home from school, immediately go and turn the TV on. Against the house rules, because I'm like, I need to see what everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
Because this was before the TV monitors in every fucking place times. And like...
Not that your family still has that. Your parents have one quite small... your parents have a TV that is smaller than one of my monitors on my computer.
They're not as committed to entertainment.
And before mobile phones.
I miss the pre-mobile days, you guys.
I had a student refer to the olden times as pre-mobile phones. To which I said, fuck you. I can remember before mobile phones. How old do you think I am? And they're like, you're like my dad's age, like 50? I was like, fuck you. Powerfully fuck you. Also, his dad is in his 30s. He was right. His dad's only about 3 years older than I am, but...
Been around since the 80s. They just weren't common until the new millennium.
My dad had a mobile phone in the 80s. He bought a car that came with one. It was the size and weight of a house brick.
Spinner, I miss the Motorola Crazer. That's how old I am. I loved that phone.
Anywho,
basically the end of that story was, so it was basically almost a full 24 hours before I actually saw what 9/11 was.
Yeah, whereas I was at school in England, and we had a TV we had an old cathode ray TV in our classroom that the guys used to use to watch their skateboarding videos from the weekend. I came in, and bizarrely it was not Postman Pat or skateboarding videos, it was planes flying into buildings. I was like, oh dear, that's a lot. But they just kept showing it from like the 4 angles that they had of it.
How many planes? How many buildings?
I think I was seeing it live, looking at it. Anyway. You go back down the corridor, noticing these footsteps on the floor. You take that last remaining door on this in this corridor, and you find yourself in a room that you presume was the dining room. You presume that because at one time, a long time ago, a long table stood in the center of the room. Now it is on the floor in bits. A broken chair sits against the wall between the windows, and there is a heap of broken dishes in the northwest corner on top of a thing that looked like it used to be a sideboard. Like another pile of wooden bits.
Are there footprints in here?
Make me a survival check.
An Ericsson!
Oh.
My god! My first phone was a Nokia.
Mine was a really weird little offshoot brand. Like it had a concave keypad. It was a really nice phone. It was like ergonomic. And then I begged my mother for a Nokia because it wasn't cool. It was also actually too small for my hand.
The phones have gotten too big for my hand. I found my old Samsung the other day, and like this is my current one, and like my old one was like that big, and it fit in my hand so much better. I miss tiny phones.
The phone I had when I was about 17, no, when I was 18, because I was working in Domino's, the guys did not believe was a real phone. It was a flip phone, and it was too small. It was really, really tiny. And
like
they were like, that's not a real one, is it? That's a fake phone. I was like, no, it's real.
It's like we made them as small as possible, and then just went.
And then we went the
completely
opposite direction. You remember the iPhone 4 that I could operate easily with one hand?
Oh, those were the days.
Yeah. My second was a Nokia 3310. My sister drowned in a pub toilet. Ah, rough. Yeah, I had a 3315 was my first Nokia. Anyway, talking about, like, we're all the same age. Of course we are. I'm not shocked by this. Ardana's an ox, I'm a tiger, Spina's a rabbit, and Karen's a dragon.
It's like when we brought the old phones in to use as props at your drama class, and we're like, oh my god, these phones are ancient. I'm like, that's a BlackBerry. It's from 2013. Shut up.
Yeah, you were born when that was happening. Lizelle, thank you so much. Yeah, you have to go. That's okay. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Lizelle.
Catch the rest later. Take your lovely time. We'll probably try and make sure there's actual content in the half. Otherwise, we're just talking about tech.
Phones.
The Lizelle can remember much better than us.
We talk about old phones. 2 hours.
Alrighty. Yeah, you're in the dining room. There's not a lot in here.
Had antennas?
Nokia's didn't. Anyway, stop it. What did you roll?
I rolled a natural 20 on my survival check.
This is fun. I mean, there is. There will be no more content, Kankafer. This is why we hang out with our friends on the internet webs. With the giant spiders. So, yeah. A nat 20 reveals no footprints on the floor. Using this as inspiration for your own one-on-one game. As in, just talk shit about mobile phones for 2 hours and go away. It's great. I'd watch. I'd tune in. But no, if you're thinking about doing an actual 1v1 Dardana, it is super fun and can recommend. Yeah, I'm actually... We did it as an experiment, but it's working quite well.
Fun.
Yeah. Particularly if you've got somebody that you just really like hanging out with. This is the thing. I'm very fortunate that I married my best friend. So forces her to stick around. It's what, as Dylan Moran says, find a place, find someone else, bring them to the place, make them stay. It's the key to life, really. A nat 20. You do not discover any footprints in this room. It does not appear that anyone has gone in here in a long time. However, I'll let the nat 20 carry over to a bunch of other stuff about the room. The table was not broken by anything, just the passage of time. However, the china and the table that the china was on, you suspect might have been actually deliberately destroyed. But hard to say if it was malice or just someone having fun. And it was already probably not in great nick.
Yeah.
Gecko-Tai bard with a large awakened chameleon mount as his sidekick. That's amazing.
So dope.
I love it. Yeah, sadly Beryl can't ride Garret. What they have is platonic. Yeah,
Smaller than her.
that is also the trick. Is balance. You have to sort of be careful that, and we did encounter it last week, I think, or possibly the week before. That if one person fails a check, they're a bit fucked.
You gotta creatively find a way to make the NPC do the same check.
Yeah. Giving him an offsider does really help. Like, we had Joy the first couple of weeks, and then Garrett's come along, and we both liked Garret so much that we kept him. He's a little bit more useful than Joy.
And prepared to travel.
Yeah.
He's
Whereas
another wanderer of the world.
Yeah, it just works.
Can I, look around to see if there's anything interesting in here apart from broken shit?
Yeah, I will let you have that Nat 20 carry on. There isn't. This room does have a fireplace, but there is no secret compartment in the fireplace. The only room that you've been in thus far that didn't have a fireplace was the kitchen, which had a stove, and the scullery, which had a boiler.
Interesting.
Heading back out. Karma Chameleon, of course. It's based on a Valinor horse, but with lizard stats. Amazing.
Tiny sidebar. When we were at uni, this guy
Since
called
when were
Andrew
any of us?
put on a show called Rock the Casbah. And all of the dialogue and the characters are ripped from 80s songs.
Yeah.
And it was just so bad, it was good. And we're all just... And they're
it was all in jokes. The only people, the intended audience was the other students at the uni, not anybody outside.
And there was a character called the Sharif in it.
Yeah, my father, the Sharif.
Sharif.
Very much nod to audience. We're obviously, you didn't need to say that. The show is called Rock the Casbah. We are waiting for someone to say Sharif don't like it. That is what we are here for. It
Sure
took
enough,
the entire
they
show
have
to
dinner
happen.
with the Sharif.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what happened.
Oh, someone was hitting on his daughter.
Slams and it's Sharif don't like it. And the entire audience is ah!
And at the end of it, Andrew, the guy who directed it, asked me, he was like, what do you think? And I said, completely pointless. That was not art, but it was funny. He was like, that's all I was intending with it. He didn't really want to direct a show. There just wasn't anyone to fill that slot, and he was asked to. Yeah.
And he was like, you forced me to do this, I'm going to do something so pointless and hilarious.
So dumb. Yeah.
Alrighty. And to this day, Matt, who played the Sharif in it,
he just hates that song.
He hates it so much. So you just gotta look at him and like, hey, Matt, does the Sharif like it?
And Matt came and played a couple of weeks ago. Matt was
that Matt who played the hedge
on Humblewood. Yeah.
Next time he's on the channel, guys, just
Sharif
pop in the comments and be like, hey Matt, does the Sharif not like it? Watch him lose his shit.
Cool.
Oh, it's so evil. Anyway.
You go back to the main entranceway. You find, there is the passage that leads off to the west.
Right.
Again, it has 3 doors, one at the front, one at the sides, one on either side. One to the right, one to the left, and one ahead of you.
Footprint situation?
No. None. And it was leading up the back and down the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Garret, let's do these 3.
Yeah.
Onward.
The door on the right, which, following your pattern, leads to a study. The room was once a writing room or a study. Against the wall, under its window, sits a large wooden writing desk, partially broken and riddled with damp rot. There are 3 drawers on each side of the desk and a large central drawer. The latter is closed, but the others are all open, and 2 of them have been broken open forcibly.
I would like to go look in the drawers, please.
You may. The drawers contain... make me an investigation check, I think, if you're going to check out the desk. Castellan, bang!
Hi, Castellan!
What'd I miss? Good to see you, mate. I have been catching up on TBD the last few days. I have listened to 5 eps in the last 3 days. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I have just finished the Ratu arc, and we are on our way to Key, giving Quillane shit about breakfast.
I just rolled a dirty 21 on my investigation.
Investigation 21. Alrighty. Yeah. Within the drawer, you find old, valueless documents. Oh no, sorry, not in that drawer. Yeah, the others. So all the ones that had been opened are empty.
Right.
However, you a dirty 21. The locked drawer may well still have something in it.
Hey, Garrett, you want to open the locked drawer?
Do I? All
Got
right.
your crowbar?
I do. Yeah, he is going to use his crowbar to make a strength check with advantage. Athletics check, say. 13's pretty good, plus 3. Yeah, a 16 to crack open the drawer. It shatters. Like the whole front just comes off. He's like, oh, whoops.
Garrett,
It
you
was
were
quite
only
loud.
supposed to wedge the bloody drawer open.
Castellan, you bloody champion.
Ah!
Gifting a couple of gift subs to the channel. Larp Strong Carter
Good name.
and Baboonsky.
Pair of good
You
names.
are congratulations, welcome to the channel, and Damp Fadder. Welcome, thank you for the follow as well. That's it. Now I'm broke.
That
Excellent.
didn't take much.
Wow, yeah. Maybe don't do that next time. Like, if that's all you've got left, buddy. I appreciate the heck out of it, but don't be living on ramen noodles just to support me. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. Love. Hearts in chat for Castellan. Biggest gifter on the channel, I think, actually. Yeah, he snaps. You only. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give you I'm going to give you inspiration for that. Beryl.
Hey!
I really enjoyed the. You're only supposed to open the thing, not break
You
the
have
door off.
no idea how hard it was to keep the accent in place while saying that quote.
Basically, eat bananas and whey these days.
Oh, dude.
I hope it's working though. Karen's
Is it
seen you
working?
recently. Is he looking good?
Well, he'd only just started the last time I
Okay.
saw him, so unless it's like the fucking maple syrup diet, you'd hope he wouldn't have lost anything that fast.
Well, he should be gaining, not losing. This is the thing. He's not a particularly fat
Well, it
person to begin
depends
with.
if you're in a bulking or a shredding phase, Josh. I've become
Broad.
bulking. He's bulking, Josh. He's bulking
Okay.
right now.
That just exploded. Cool. All right.
We're bulking
Excellent.
and then we shred.
Excellent. Metaphorically. Yeah, good. Otherwise, we're not looking an alien situation. All right. God, we're really bad at staying on topic tonight. So,
Sorry, everyone, sorry.
inside, you find, contains nothing but old, valueless documents, all written in common. They're receipts for purchases of various chemicals and laboratory equipment. However, you do find on the roof of this Tales of Pesh's rating with a party of 28.
Oh, hi, guys.
Let's see, was the best of times, was the blurst of times? You stupid monkey! Very good, very good. Old Simpsons reference.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
It's Mr. Burns has got a room full of monkeys writing at typewriters to do the Shakespeare thing, and it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. And throws it away.
Castellan, I thought you said you were broke. What are you
Tales
doing?
of Pesh, Shadow Fox 8. Welcome, Raiders. Enjoy those gifted subs. Smack your favorite Raider motes up in chat. Tales of Pesh, how did your season finale go? I hope it was great. Yeah. Bloody
Right.
champions. Thank you all so much. We are Corsair's Cove. We also do D&D. We are playing 5e, however. And, we're doing a little bit of one-on-one action. I'm Josh the Pirate. This is my lovely wife, the mother of bunnies. And we do D&D stuff. Currently, we're telling the tale of Beryl Ingots Fury, a dwarven bard, and her good buddy Garret, who is a halfling and they're checking out a spooky house on the edge of a river. And they found some mysterious footprints. And Beryl just found a secret compartment in a writing desk.
Which is my favorite thing. The only problem, like, disclosure, guys, I have a vintage writing desk. It's one of my favorite things. I love it.
She's sitting at it right now.
I am sitting at it right now. It's amazing.
Spears were splintered, shields were splintered, hearts were splintered. Stuff got splintered by the sound of it.
Exciting.
As long
I like
as
it.
nothing got shattered, that's all right. I'm glad to hear it.
The only thing wrong with my writing desk is it has no secret compartment. It is
Yet.
a genuine tragedy.
Yet. We are working on it. It
There's
does have
room
a
for
bit
one.
that you can put stuff in behind.
Yeah,
It's
you
just a pig to get it back out.
to remove a drawer and fish it out.
Yeah. That's a secret freaking compartment. This is that sort of secret compartment as well. It's really just hidden behind something. In there, you find a couple of glass vials. You can just sort of feel it when you're reaching around. You give a little bit of a reach around to the drawer, and you find a little bit of a couple of clinking glass vials behind there.
I would like to extract them carefully, please.
McBluff, the answer I think is yes. You do extract them carefully. You find two, I think canonically they are red, vials of red potion.
Are these healing versions by any chance?
You might have to do a little bit of, you love a little bit of healing potion. You might have to do a bit of an arcana check there.
A little bit of a little cheeky arcana check, okay. Silly voice evening tonight. Guess who just crit fail?
Hey! Nat one's in chat, potatoes in chat.
So with my bonus,
You haven't
the
a
grand
faintest
total is
idea.
6.
Garret goes, probably not a good idea to, like, muck around with anything we don't really know what it does. Particularly not in a place where, if you mix those two together, maybe it explodes and kills us.
This is true.
We
Wrong accent. Oh my god.
We can find it later.
What?
We can find out later. When we get to Bottledown, we can take it and get someone to have a look at it.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, I'll just put him in my pocket then, for now.
Alrighty. Yeah, cool. It's like, but that's neat.
Yeah.
If they're the same thing, we can have one each. That works.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm sorry. There's so much dust in here, my god.
Yeah, don't breathe in too deep. Because it's probably not very nice. It's probably got like musty or damp and stuff.
My throat's itching now. Okay, next room.
Next room, the one at the end of the corridor, is the living area. It is a living area. There are several, but this is a living area. It's quite a large room. It's actually the largest room you've found. It is the entire width of the house, of the wing, anyway. The door in the north wall leads to a small patio. The paving is cracked and overrun with weeds. It's got like French doors that leave it out onto it. They are not very. There is a draft coming in underneath, it would have been. You can tell this would have been a very nice house, not lordly, but nice. It's sort of very very upper middle. Other than a pile of refuse in the southeast corner, however, the room is bare. To learn anything more, you would have to make an investigation check. It does have a fireplace, as did the study before. You do that.
I rolled a 13, so 18.
Okay. 18, you say?
Yes.
This room has a set of tracks on the floor. So I apologize. It's oh yeah. Yes. No, I apologize. There was actually tracks leading up the corridor. They led to this room.
Okay, cool.
That was my mistake.
Carlton or Guinness, Josh? How do you like your draft? Carlton or Guinness?
Getting low. Get the Argos. Guinness, obviously. Carlton. There. Carlton Draft. Bleh. No cheap domestic lager for me.
All right.
Yeah. However, you find in the towards the patio, you find a trap door. Yeah, it's basically it's a ring hole on the floor. It is slightly recessed, and underneath a threadbare carpet. But it's like the threadbare carpet was put there specifically to cover it, which is why it's not overly difficult to find. But yeah, you pull the carpet away and you find a ring pull operated.
Do the tracks lead to the trap door?
They do.
Garret, do we want to open this trap door?
No. I mean, I don't want to open the trapdoor. It goes down. We already have a staircase that goes down.
Yes. No, but the plot demands it. I'm just worried, Garret, that we're gonna turn our backs and something weird and mystical is gonna leap up and bite us.
Well, do you wanna? We can always have a look.
Given the position of the house,
We've only got one more room to check before we go down anyway.
this is true. Okay, let's leave it. Let's go check that final room, and then we will descend.
What were you going to say about the position of the house? You sound like you had a thought.
Would this trapdoor also go into the cellar, or would it be a different room?
It would definitely go down. I don't know what the downstairs is like. Could all be one room. Could be more than one room.
Ah, okay. Cool.
It is about as far as it's possible to be away from the scullery and still be in the house.
Yeah. So not like right next to each other. Okay.
Yeah. Imagine the house as a T. The house is a T shape. Scullery is up here. You are about here.
Who has a trapdoor in the living room, though?
There were several living areas. Depends what you do in your living areas, I suppose.
Go down trapdoors.
Well, maybe they don't use it very often.
Maybe it's the wine cellar.
Might be. Oh.
Okay. Let's go.
That would be great.
Let's check the last room.
Yeah.
And then we will go get wine. I mean, check out the cellar.
Both.
Both is good.
Why not both? Both is good. Yeah. That was very much a both is good. Both is good.
How many
all
movie
right.
references can we sneak into tonight's episode?
I don't know if that one was sneaking. Alrighty. Yeah, the last one is the library.
Hey.
This room was clearly once a library, with bookshelves around the walls. Most of the shelves are broken and in many places have come away from the wall, however. In fact, this one looks like the most destroyed of all the sort of rooms you've been in. The few shelves that are intact are empty, but a pile of books rests in the southwest corner on a partially, like a wobbly, very wobbly side table.
Garret, look, there's some books left.
Oh, heck yeah. Can I?
Oh, of course. I'll come with you. Let's go have a look.
All right. Cool. So, there are 14 books in this heap, untidily thrown into the corner. They're covered in cobwebs and vermin droppings and harmless mold. All are at least partially ruined, but but most are still legible. Most of the books are dull. Histories, collections of romantic poems, and so forth. But 4 are quite noteworthy. I tell you what, Castellan, could you make me an investigation check, ! Investigation, for Garret? Because Garrett's going to be the one doing the investigating here, I imagine. Roses are red, I like your bum. That's all there is. It's not a very good poem.
But accurate for a relationship.
I do like her ass. Yeah. No, it's one of my favourite things about her. He would actually have advantage, come to think of it, so Spina, you can do it as well, please.
Not to blow my own horn, Josh, but they just released the photos of the last show that we did, and there is a great one
of my ass.
And it'll be on Corso's Cove's Instagram.
I don't know if that's appropriate, Josh.
Very well, Ardana. Take care, my dear. Have a lovely time. Ardana joins D-Rap hiding under the floorboards, giving the good vibes.
Amazing.
Yeah, I recently programmed !lurk in there. Patreon plus 18 tier. Yeah, it's the
I'm fully clothed. My ass just
Corso's
I'm wearing
Cove
a bikini.
OnlyFans.
But my ass is great.
Alrighty. Well, any one of our raiders, anybody at all, is very welcome to type !investigation into chat. First person to do it gets it, and we will give Garret his advantage. He definitely finds the books. It's basically just what he finds. The first couple are The Magical Properties of Gemstones by the Archmage Tenser of Tenser's Floating Disc fame, which is a level 1 spell. The second is The Metaphysics of Mathematics by a mage called Nystul. And the third is The Men of the Mountain and Their Ways by somebody named Volos. Karen, could you do me an investigation check as well? Because we seem to have a lot of lurkers who want
Natural 20.
Oh, you have a look at a fourth, however. What languages do you speak, Beryl?
I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Orc.
Ah, okay. This is none of them. This book is not written in any of the languages you speak, which in and of itself is mildly interesting, because you speak most of the languages commonly spoken and or shouted, in the case of Orc, in this neck of the woods, really, and this sort of half of the continent. You speak basically everything that there is to be spoken. This is none of them. The language is vaguely reminiscent of ancient Dwarven, writing-wise, like stylistically, but it is possibly it is like, not simplified, but like, you know how in Chinese writing, like a single symbol means a whole word?
Yes.
It's that sort of thing. It is.
Right.
There is no like. It's no literal translation, just substituting letters for words or whatever. This is a completely different style of writing. But not like hieroglyph symbolism at all. It is very...
Yeah.
Lots of straight lines.
Chinese to English.
Yeah. There is no direct translation sort of thing, yeah.
I know Chinese isn't a language, that there are Chinese languages.
Yeah.
I did try and learn Mandarin for a bit. It's really freaking hard, you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lot of sounds that we just don't have.
It's fascinating as a language, but yeah, I gave up. I'm just like, this is too hard.
This translates as danger ahead, or possibly men's lavatory. It's a little difficult to determine. You read this, you have a look at that, and Garrett's going like, oh, hell yeah. I'm really excited to get into these. Like, he takes all of them. He's like, most of these would probably sell for... I could probably make a few gold pieces off each one of them.
This one here, I don't know what language it's in, and that's odd, because I speak quite a few. You wouldn't happen to know what language this is, would you?
Garret doesn't speak any that you don't, I don't think.
Oh.
He speaks Elvish, Common, and Halfling. Do you speak Halfling?
No, I do not.
Ah, that's right. Garret, a narrator file.
I don't know if you were there for that bit, Castellan, but Beryl knows Garret because she busted him stealing books when he was a kid.
He is all about books. Fucking loves books. Loves reading. He's not a particularly smart boy, but he does love learning, which is an enviable and laudable quality. Garret says, I don't reckon... I don't... Actually, you know what? Because he is a scribe, because it's literally writing is what he does, he might not be able to read it, but he might recognize the script. So, Castellan, let's have a history check in chat, please. ! History, please. Seeing a little bit higher than a 4 this time as well. 3. That's the opposite. That's
That's not what we asked
no.
for.
He does not, in fact, know this script. He says, "Looks a bit familiar, but I don't know. I don't know."
It looks a little like Old Dwarven, but it's not. So, I don't know. Oh, well, we should definitely hang on to this one. At least I am curious.
Yeah. Here, and he opens his book. He opens his bag to let you put all the books in, or help you put all the books in. He's like, "I'll have a look through them later, see if I can figure it out."
Awesome, as long as you don't mind carrying all of those.
No, not at all. I will leave the pork leg. I mean, I don't worry, I won't leave the pork leg. We
can
love
always
our
eat
pork.
the pork leg.
That's a good idea.
I resent the implications of that statement, Costello.
I have done nothing nasty to your... like, I wasn't the one spying on Quillane trying to figure out how big his junk was. That was Tom from Nerds of the West.
It was. And a lot of your NPCs stabbed me, so I think I'm allowed to be shitty about that. Can I have a quick poke around the rest of the room? Is there anything apart from a pile of books in here?
You may. You may do that.
Do I need to roll another investigate check?
Or
Or does my natural 20 carry over?
I'll let it carry over because there isn't anything else to find.
Oh. Well, Garrett, that was the last room, so, looks like you and me get to go down a trapdoor now.
Great. Do you want to do the trapdoor or the staircase?
Look, the trapdoor is closer, so let's just go and get it over with.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah. You go back to the trapdoor. Now, who opens it?
I will get Garrett to aim his crossbow at the trapdoor, and I will open it using it to shield myself.
Got it. You do it. Right. As soon as you touch the ring pull, which I'm assuming you had not until this point touched,
No.
a booming, loud, malevolent voice screeches out, "Welcome, fools! Welcome to your deaths!" Booming, fiendish laughter follows the message. Can you please make me a wisdom saving throw, Beryl? Garrett also gets to make this with advantage.
I don't have any pluses to wisdom, and I just rolled a 20, so the odds of me rolling another one are not great. Hey, 17! It's not terrible!
Garrett got a nat 20, plus 1. So, dirty 21. Oh no, it's straight 21. What am I talking about? Yeah. No, eccentric. It's very nice. Neither of you are, it's scary, but it's not frightening. Because frightening is a status effect. Yeah.
But nothing has emerged from the trapdoor?
Nothing has emerged from it.
Beryl's just gonna freeze for a few seconds and see if anything happens.
Do you do anything else when you freeze? Presumably you are listening.
I am looking around and listening.
Make a perception check.
Basically, is there anything flying towards me that I need to get out of the way? Oh god, a 4. 7.
7. Garrett would also be listening, so Garrett will also make a perception check.
God,
I think.
Garrett.
Oh, Garrett is rolling well. Filthy 20.
Thank God.
Yeah, that plus 1 from his now better wisdom is helping. Not that it didn't need it. Filthy 20, Garrett goes, "There's something down there. I just heard something move downstairs. Under the trapdoor.
Okay.
Maybe back away." maybe back away from it. If it's a
Okay.
ghost, and it's moving down there, maybe we just don't want to go down there.
Okay. I'll back away from the trapdoor.
There's a neckbeard down there. If you ask about Yu-Gi-Oh, run. Don't blink. You back away slowly.
Does anything else happen?
No, but now you're listening to, now like he's told you what to listen for, make another perception check.
Okay.
You do have inspiration.
14.
You think you can hear footsteps downstairs.
Please don't doom us. We were just looking for somewhere dry to sleep. Hello?
You ain't happy without a good curse.
No
You
response?
do not hear anything else. Nobody seems to respond. And in fact, footsteps. Big spider. You stop being able to hear the footsteps. As in, like, they fade. They go underneath you and towards the doorway. But it doesn't sound like somebody walking in this room. It sounds like somebody underneath you.
I can hear you moving. Can we have a chat?
Well, they're not in the same room. They're downstairs, and they appear to be moving away from you.
Doesn't mean they can't hear me shouting now, does it?
Ooh, Spina's perception check 16. There does not appear to be anything else that you can hear, though. Either they've gone too far away or whatever, you know.
Garret, could you cover me while I try and have a little sneaky look down inside?
Okay. Sure.
And I'm gonna tiptoe back to the trapdoor and try and have a little look inside.
I mean, you never actually opened it, so yeah, you open it. As you touch the ring pull, welcome, fools! Welcome to your doom!
Okay, it's less scary the second time.
It's exactly the same message.
Okay, cool. So it's just triggered by me touching it. Okie dokie then. And
Is that good? Does it mean that you think it might not be a ghost?
I think it might be magic. Can I do a little arcana check?
Maybe. Might be a good idea.
16 to know what's going on with that thing?
It's magic.
It's magic. Okay.
It is, of a spell, in fact, because it's a bardic spell, Magic Mouth.
Oh, okay. I think it's just a noise that's programmed to go off if anyone goes down there, and presumably for most people, that would be more than enough for them to be like, nope, I am out of here.
Hard parse, yep.
But are we made of sterner stuff than that, Garret?
I like to think so.
Okay, then.
And I'm gonna open the trapdoor and
Just
peer
FYI, though, now they know we're coming.
Yeah, but I've said we don't mean no harm, so hopefully they won't immediately try and, like, attack us.
I'm hoping for a sex cart, I'll be honest, Beryl. Okay, here we go.
Cult.
It'll make Black Angel happy, if nothing else. You open it up, and you look down. Now then, let me just check quickly. Okay. So, you look down into a cellar. This is a torchlit chamber that would appear to be a large cellar, but it's since been converted into something else. Beryl, from where you stand, from where you look, there is stairs leading down, and you can see down the bottom of the stairs. Your vision is quite narrow at the top of the stairs, but you can see a long table down there with several chairs. They are mismatched, but several of them look similar to the broken one you saw in the dining room.
Right.
There does not appear to be anybody down there, however.
So it looks like a dining room?
From what you can see, it is lit by flickering torchlight. So it's not super easy to see, but you do have dark vision, so I'm not giving you any penalties. Justice for Black Angel. You see a sex cult! Garrett's like, what do you see?
There's a table and some chairs, and there's torches lit down there, so it's like lit down there.
Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Can I, like, stick my head in the trapdoor to have a bit more of a look?
Okay. Let me just it is currently empty as far as you can see. Make a perception check.
22.
Oh, you cannot see anybody. Sticking your head down, there is a long wooden trestle table ringed by rickety stools and some chairs, dominating the center of the room. Metal cutlery, cups, and dirty plates sit at the table. There is a cook stove installed near the table, and evidence of a recently cooked meal in the pots atop it. A large ham hangs from a loop of twine near the stove. 10 crude beds stand along the south wall, each with a wooden locker at its foot. A sturdy set of stairs leads down from the trapdoor in the ceiling above. 2 wooden doors stand at the eastern side of the room. You also think you can hear breathing down there.
Can I see where, if it comes up, where the other room had stairs down?
There is a... Ooh. No. It is... If the house is a T shape, the other stairs would have been in the tail, the bottom of the T. This room would be the top of it, and it would seem to run pretty much the full length of... Well, about 2/3 of the length of the house upstairs, but and it ends at a wall with some doors in it. But the wall where you would expect to see a door into where the stairs went down does not have a door, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Not from where you are, anyway, without wanting to go further into the room.
And I'll whisper to God, it looks like that there's another room where the other stairs are. This isn't connected, I don't think.
Okay. But there was someone down there, and they went that way.
I think I can hear someone breathing. Should I say something?
If they're not talking to us already, is it worth it?
Look, I'll just let them know where. Tell you what, let me try something. Hey, I'm pretty sure you're still down there. We just came in to get out of the storm. So, we ain't here to interfere with no one else's business. And, we may have a rather nice leg of pork and some beer, if that's of interest to you at all.
Okay. Are you trying to persuade them to come out and chat?
Yeah. And it's okay if you don't want to talk to us. We just don't want to get stabbed in the back while we're sleeping.
Make me a persuasion check, Beryl. Okay. Yeah. You think you can still hear the breathing? Make me another perception check as well, actually. You know what?
Sure. 18.
18. You think you can hear, like, very, very soft whispering. Like someone telling someone else what not to do.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna come down there. I'm just gonna close this trapdoor. We're probably gonna go upstairs. If you want to talk, come up and say hi. Bye now. Kind of gently close the trapdoor. I don't think they want to talk to us or anything.
No, I don't think so either.
But it still leaves a tiny problem with the other stairs, because this ain't the whole downstairs business. So,
No, I mean, do you want to go and have a look?
I
If they're
mean,
down there, then they might be down. Like, there's clearly someone leaving footprints around. Maybe this is just where they, because the upstairs is a bit naff, like it's all broken and stuff. Maybe they moved downstairs.
yeah. I don't. Oh. Look. Well, should we check upstairs in case there's anyone else hiding and breathing in the corners, and then I don't know. Maybe we can
All right.
stick a chair under the door handle of whatever room we decide to sleep in, just in case.
Okay. All right. Sure.
So it occurs to me, Garrett, this is very similar to what happened to last time we went into a creepy old house.
It is. Well, which was good because it didn't end up bad.
No, do you think it's another cult?
It would be weird, isn't it? Like, are we a magnet for this? I don't think so. But 2 is not enough for
That's not
proof.
like a consistent pattern yet. It's just, you know, we're traveling across the countryside. There are old creepy houses around. You know,
Always.
maybe we're just
Always.
unlucky.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's not a cult. Maybe it's just a bunch of people who don't want to be found.
Exactly. Maybe they're on the run.
Is that better?
I don't know.
Maybe it is a cult. Maybe that's actually what we want it to be. Spina, take care, mate. Have a good night. We will probably be bringing the episode to an end here, actually, as well. Because I think we'll just sort of play out this scene just to see what the consensus of opinion is. That I can prep next week. Garrett is sort of like... I'm up for checking out the upstairs and maybe finding a room up there to sleep, like further away. I don't want to go back out in the storm. Not now, anyway.
No, me neither. Tell you what, let's go upstairs, see what's happening, and just be real alert, like. So if we hear anyone sneaking up after us, we can
stealth. We can be quiet as well.
Yeah, let's just tread lightly.
Sure. I think we'll best do that anyway, because the stairs didn't look that great.
This is true. We should probably tread lightly as a general rule. Oh my. I hope we haven't upset them.
I mean, what we definitely have done is alert them.
To our presence. Yes.
If we hadn't made any loud I already shouted out about spiders. I was pretty loud when the spider thing happened.
Yeah, we weren't exactly being stealthy.
We haven't been subtle, but, you know.
Yeah, I kind of assumed because the last one had weird people in it that this one wouldn't, and that feels really naive now.
Yeah, any port in a storm, you know?
Yeah, that.
I actually don't think that's what that phrase is supposed to mean, but...
Yeah. Anyway, let's go upstairs.
Yeah, alright. So, you head back out and go to climb the stairs, and I think we will leave it there. Interesting. You have not found the normal way of getting through this building at all. And you're taking the right door first. I was like, Go to the library first. Go to the library first. There's cool shit in the library. But you went literally there last. I was like, keep going. Anyway, we will bring it to a close there, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for hanging out with this chat. Tales of Pesh, thank you so much for your raid, your lovely raid, our lovely raiders. We will... What?
Oh, we love our raiders.
We do love our raiders. So, we will now, I think, Karen, we will talk about our favourite moments, because we've had a bit of fun tonight. I really did enjoy our talking silliness about retro mobile phones. Things from within my lifetime being retro is a little upsetting.
Yeah, when they're like, oh, it's vintage 90s. I'm like
fuck you, the 90s is not vintage.
Pretty sure vintage is meant to be... Is it at least 10 years or is it at least 20 years?
I think it must be at least 20 years.
It must be at least
Otherwise, stuff from the noughties is now...
Ooh.
Yeah,
it was
anyway.
not a good decade for fashion either.
We need to thank Serum for his amazing work behind the scenes. We're incredibly appreciative of just everything Serum did to help us get this channel set up, and is continuing to do. Karen for all her love and support. The channel genuinely wouldn't have happened without either of them. Thank my player for coming along and playing with me today.
I have no choice. I'm trapped in the house with them. Someone saves me.
And our lovely audience for coming and hanging out with us, particularly Tales of Pesh. Let us give them a cheeky shout out.
Yeah, if I'm not following them, go follow
Tales of Pesh, because they're really, really cool. There.
Aw, thanks, Serum.
Player is cutie. That's true.
Speaking of being cute, I'd like to thank my hairdresser because my hair looks really good today.
Fucking nailed it. It's a real shame she's going on permanent or semi-permanent leave.
Indefinite maternity leave, and I don't know who's gonna cut my hair. Like, look how perfect this haircut is, and she's leaving me. I have a baby.
Speaking of babies, hello.
Siri.
Yes.
Siri and I both washed our hair today.
Yes. Siri had no choice in the matter. Siri looks more like a dog today now, don't you?
Yeah. Instead of a rug with her face.
Yes. So, let's talk favourite moments.
Okay.
Hair is on point for sure.
One of my favourite moments was definitely finding out that the flute summoned a giant rat.
Yeah.
I haven't had an occasion to summon the giant rat yet.
Sure.
But I'm excited.
I'm sure you will. I took inspiration from the Pied Piper of Hamelin, and of Hamel Hampstead or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that one was completely made up on the fly. I just made up that magical instrument on the fly. I was just
it was cool.
Sure.
It was unexpected because kind of you think, oh, it's summoned something. It's a flute. It's going to summon like a bird. And you're like, no, it's
like a
giant
dove,
rat.
a giant rat, like a plague rat. It's not a cute animal. It's sort of like looks like a rattata.
I got that reference.
No, it would be Eradicate. Actually, it would be Eradicate. It would be the evolved form. Like,
I was picturing the rats from like a Princess Bride, the ROUSs.
I don't know that film. Still haven't seen it. You've never made me watch it.
I get crucified for this, but I don't actually really like the Princess Bride.
Burn her with fire.
It's such a popular film, and I've watched it, and I'm like, yeah, it's fun, but I don't get why you're all so obsessed with it.
My favourite Karen moment.
Oh no, I've made Serum angry. I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Hair compliment withdrawn.
Yes, I know. It's lovely to see Siri. Do you mind? Not at all.
Being smothered by love.
I am being smothered by love.
I also enjoyed how you acted out Garrett's reaction to finding a pile of books.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That was my favourite moment. I really liked Beryl's. Your turn. You can open this one. You get to keep what's inside. That was sort of like, yeah. I really like this party dynamic that they're building, and just the two of them. It's sort of like, yeah, we're finding our feet as equals. when there was a significant power disparity when they first encountered each other, and yeah.
I have read the book, Serum. I didn't like the book either. The book was wild. And it just kept going. And I was just like, shouldn't it have ended by now? Is this book gonna end?
Yeah. Shall we talk favorite DM moments? Favorite Josh moments?
300 pages of the condensed. Oof. I don't know if my flute giant rat bit is technically a favorite DM moment.
I really did enjoy making up that magic item. I also quite liked playing out Garrett's. Do you wanna? You don't have to. You know, it's fine. You're probably busy anyway. Like I really liked his. I liked putting in his. And this is really cool because I got to play a character that Karen invented. In both instances, because you established Beryl first, and then you established Garret, and so it's been quite fun for me to sort of build on something you've done, and yeah, I'm looking forward to. So those books are how Garret levels up.
And we will reveal all next week.
And we will tell you all a little bit. In fact, you'll probably get to find out on Sunday night. Because on Sunday night, we will be coming back to do a making Garret session like we made Beryl.
Yeah, we're going to get into Hero Forge and build Garret.
Build Garret and make him figure out what he looks like, because that'll be fun.
Since he's going to be around for at least one more adventure, we're going to make him a little minifig too.
Yeah. So we all get to know what he looks like. We decided today the colour of his skin, which is a non-standard colour for a halfling. Because everybody sort of imagines Bilbo Baggins, but we think Garrett's black. And I reckon that could be super cute. So yeah, I really enjoyed his sort of uncertainty around that, and like he really likes Beryl as a friend, but doesn't want to impose on the friendship, and he knows that they met under like he was being a thief at the time, stealing books,
Like,
his
I've
book
got a
stealing
shady
ways.
past. I'm not sure if you want to come hang.
Like
in
you're a
London,
cop. I don't
but-
know if we would like maybe we did win like one adventure, but you know. No, I understand. It's fine. Like I'm backing out like a teenager.
Yeah, he's cute. You can tell he's younger than Beryl and not as sure of himself yet. Bless his little cotton socks.
And like quite eager to help. So yeah, I liked my characterization of Garret. I think is my favorite moment for me.
I like that Beryl is like, she's protective of him, but she also is like totally fine with him stepping in to do things.
Like he's definitely the meat shield.
Like, yeah, if anyone's gonna get blown up in a fireplace, you can go get blown up.
It should definitely be him. He's only got like 4 hit points less than her, and he has healing. He can heal just automatically because he's a fighter. He can just regain 1d10 plus 4 hit points or whatever. 1d10 plus 3. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can get a healing surge or something like that. Yeah, he just can. So he actually has functionally more hit points than Beryl. And they have the same AC, so yeah, he should be taking the hits instead of the squishy bard standing. Well, she's not that squishy. Alrighty, well, guys, that was our favourite moments. It was great fun this evening. Thank you so much for coming and joining and playing with us, Castellan, Serum. Our amazing raiders from Tales of Pesh.
For dropping some subs and pretending he was broke, the liar.
Yeah. And the people we had with us in our early game are Dana and Bolly and Rutgar. Black Angel coming in, demands a sex cult, leaves when he doesn't get one. Although rolls for it, rolled it in like the second go. So you know what? It's coming, Black Angel, as are all the people in it. Yeah, we will get there. We will bring it. I promise there will be a sex cult very soon.
We will deliver.
In Mano a Mano. It's happening now. You even rolled the number right. So, Karen.
Yes.
Tell me about Ukraine.
Okay, Ukraine. Country in Eastern Europe, currently being invaded by Russia. It's a bit shit over there. They're not having a great time. The link we are putting up in chat is for the Emergency Action Alliance, which is a group of charities and not-for-profits who have all banded together to help Ukrainians fleeing violence. So if you are able to toss a few pennies to them, you can donate via the link in chat. Last time I checked, they were almost at $2 million raised, plus $2 million that the Australian government is giving them for their aid efforts to hopefully help some people have a slightly less shit time over there, because it's not good. And it's still happening. I think when it started, we were all like, well, this is going to burn out real fast, and it hasn't. It's still going. No. So yes, if you can, flick a few dollars at that link to help some Ukrainians refugees, because I think last time we checked it was like 8 million
a lot of people,
displaced people. So a lot of people who need shelter,
really need
food, water, medical supplies.
Whatever we can get them. Exactly. And if you're in a giving mood, you can also head over to Jasper's Game Day, which I will be taking part in, as will Castellan, and Ardana, and Dag, and Dread, and Winter's Tales. Fuck tons of cool people will be playing. Robert Hartley. All these cool folks and more besides will be coming and joining us for the Jasper's Game Week Aussie edition over on Ardent Roleplay. The donation links are all up in chat. If you do fancy chucking a little bit of coin towards mental health instead of putting roofs over people's head in Ukraine, it does feel like not the same balance, but I would actually argue these are equally important matters. Like the mental health of the people in Ukraine is probably not grand either.
No, but it's easy to forget about your depression when you have nowhere to live and no food.
Yeah, this is a priority of needs.
Like when we were almost homeless earlier this year, my overriding thought was, holy shit, I'm going to be homeless.
It's surprisingly easy to get out of bed and get up and go when you don't have
forget about the other issues in your life. It becomes very consuming, and then everyone's like, why haven't you done this thing I asked you about? And I'm like, because I might be homeless in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I have nowhere to live.
Yeah, I dropped the ball a couple of times in that period, and I have since apologized for it.
I was really worried about not having anywhere to go.
Hadn't quite clocked how worried I was. I was doing a very good job of. I think the trick is we both had history of mental health issues, so we're quite good at dealing with not being in a good place. We have quite good/bad coping mechanisms.
And then when we did find somewhere to go, it was a drug.
Yeah, then it was a frantic rush to move into an ex-drug den that we this morning made Kraken.
But
we made Kraken. I'm calling it Kraken.
Oh, I like that actually. It's basically saltine crackers, chocolate, caramel, and whatever else you want to sprinkle on top.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
It's lovely.
Anyway, those are the charity things.
Yeah.
If you can. Or if you just want to come and watch Jasper's Game Week, you are more than welcome to come and hang out.
It'll be super cool. I am running the first game on day 3. I will also be playing in the second game on day 5 with Robert Hartley. And Ardana and Dag and Robert Hartley will all be playing in my game, as will John from Meeples and Dragons and a couple of other people I don't know, which is really cool because I get to play with new people and people I met and friends, and I've never played with Ardana, looking forward to that. Never played with Robert Hartley, looking forward to that. Played with Dag, he's fun. Played a lot with Dag. Anyway, Karen, who the heck are you?
Oh, I am Karen. I am a writer, a performer, a puppeteer. I have occasionally been accused of being opinionated.
Very true. You are.
Literally
once. You have.
One time, but I'm latching on. Yes, dice are better when they're sparkly. Hashtag Karen Facts.
Real dice have sparkles.
But that's wrong. My rabbit isn't chubby. She's perfect. You can follow me on Twitter as Mother O Bunnies. You can follow me on Instagram as Mobilla Alter Ego Miss Lola Moore. Possibly amazing picture of my ass coming up from my most recent show. You can also listen to me on the D&D podcast, There Be Dragons, at the link in chat, but you should be able to find it through most podcast channels. It's good fun. I play a dragonborn warrior in it who kicks ass and occasionally gets stabbed in the back in an alley, which is what me and Castellan were joking about.
Just like once.
He spent like 2 episodes, just every person I met stabbed
you. Yeah, it was funny.
I was
it wasn't just in an alley. It was like
everywhere.
It was in a mill. It was in a dungeon. It was in
a fucking marketplace, and they just turn up and stab me.
Yeah, they did. And in a hallway, an upstairs hallway, in your own freaking bedroom in one instance. It was great.
So much stabbing.
It was just because everybody had knives. No one else had anything else. One guy had an axe, and we were like, you pussy.
Dude, this is a stabbing party, not an accident party.
And Madame and Monsieur Dame under Herren and beings of indeterminate gender and persuasion, I be Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on Corsair's Cove, which is my channel that I run with my lovely lady wife. But you did that. Good job. Well done. Keep doing it. That'll be super groovy of you. If you like my face and voice, but you think I could stand to tone the face down a little bit, you could check me out on There Be Dragons, where I play the infamous and deadly pirate Skern Felspar und his little dragon, Rush, who was based very strongly on my last dog, Ty, who got run over by a car a couple of years ago, which was very sad, but Ty lives on in Rush, the imaginary dragon. What else?
Bacon.
Who does love bacon, like, and upsettingly, to the point where the DM has had to write in that he actually has to cut back on the bacon. Like a vet has in-game said,
getting a little chunky.
Is a little chunky. And Rush is not okay with that opinion, even though it might be accurate.
He doesn't care. She knows she's perfect.
I'm also one half of the comedy puppet duo Paparotica. The other half is just as pretty lazy person, really, not very good, very talented either. Might run me over with a car later, or a bus if I get pushed in front of one next week. We know what happened.
No, I'll just smother you and you sleep.
That's true. She does sleep next to me. Don't tell my wife. It's Karen Walker.
It's Karen, isn't it?
Ongoing jokes.
Anyway, let's wrap this up. Let's go raid someone.
Let us go and, as you say, raid somebody. Phoenix Iwaki is streaming, which is unusual for a Monday night, so I reckon... Oh, no, he's literally just stopped. Okay. Phoenix Iwaki is not streaming anymore, so we won't raid them. We will raid the Eldritch Scribe, because they're playing D&D. So let us... it seems like a valid group of people they are still talking about stuff. Let's do that. So we will start that raid now. Throw your favourite raid emotes up in chat. Tell them where you came from.
We'll be back Thursday with...
We will. I will also be back tomorrow night for Total Warhammer Ogres. I wasn't last week. I'm sorry. Sometimes life. I got free tickets to see the Dollop podcast, which is really good. If you want a good podcast that isn't D&D, check that shit out. It's very funny. I saw them record it live here because they tour. And I got it for free. But I will be back tomorrow because I haven't heard anything about the gig I was trying to get. If I'm not here, that's why. And yeah, we will be back on Thursday for more Humble Weird with special guest Dan Swelter, who's not really a special guest, he's now part of the cast. Spoilers.
He still feels special.
He's so special. I love Dan. Anyway, we should go away, start that raid emote now, guys. Say goodbye, Karen.
Farewell.
Well, actually, say goodbye to everybody else. You can say goodbye to everyone else. I could say
Farewell, watchers.
Bye-bye, friends.
Be safe.